Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Griggs. It's my side.
Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Griggs, and welcome back to Griggs Talk, where we talk all things sports. Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute. It's been a week. Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates, of course. And yeah, let's talk about it. We have a lot to talk about. Obviously, I didn't do a match reaction yesterday because I had to work right after the game. And it's probably best I didn't do a match reaction because I probably would have gotten canceled because my head was gone. So Staffy held it down from that respect in terms of pure head loss, and we've had 24 hours to digest what happened, and digest what the state of Manchester United is at this current moment. And from the title of the video, you could tell relegation form. For the first time in my life supporting Manchester United, there is a hint of fear of being in a relegation battle. I never thought you would ever hear those words. I would ever say those words. I never thought I would hear those words. I don't think anyone ever really thought that a club the size of Manchester United would ever find themselves in that position. But it's fitting that United get into this position after a decade, actually more than a decade, of incompetence and an institution of toxicity, which if you check my article about Marcus Rashford, I talked about that this institution is a place of toxicity. And United find themselves, honestly, at rock bottom. I don't think it can get really worse than this. Yes, technically relegation is getting worse than this, but just being like 7 points off the drop zone is rock bottom in itself. And United just lost to Wolves, but it's not even just about the game. It's more than that. This video is going to be more about the game. I could talk about the performance, right? How shit we were, how certain players, yada, yada. But that's boring. It's about the overarching point that United are in a free fall. And at this current moment, there is nothing stopping this free fall. There's no landing zone. There's absolutely no safety cushion that can really just help you land in a zone that will help stop this free fall. Because our coach is good. I'm not really gonna criticize Amorim. I'll talk about him and what he can fix. But we have arguably one of the worst squads assembled in human history in any professional sport, whether it be cricket, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, whether it be American football, whether it be baseball. 600 million was spent, and their end result is literally just pure crap. That is the end result. That is what the product has become. It is pure crap. Because when I look at a squad, on paper, there's some good players that can be decent footballers. But from a Premier League standpoint, because we do play in the Premier League, we do not play in the Irish League, we do not play in the Greek League, we do not play in the Italian League, we play in the English Premier League. I look at a squad that is not built for Premier League football and what the Premier League requires you to play. Because I look at a team full of unphysical players. I look at a team that cannot win a duel. I look at a team that has conceded 2 Olympic goals in a span of a week. There's people telling me that they didn't know what an Olympic goal was. And United have somehow conceded 2 in a week with 2 different goalkeepers in that. Last week, we were like, okay, you know, it was Bandir in that. He sucks. Whatever. But this week, it was Onana that conceded it. We have conceded, I think about 65% of our goals conceded this season are set pieces. We cannot defend a set piece. And yes, you can look at a coach and stuff like that. We can also look at players that are afraid to head the ball out, that get bullied in the what's it called? Not in the paint. In the box. It's not just a coaching issue, because set pieces for coaching, yes. There is an element of coaching that needs to go into set pieces. But there's a point where, as a footballer, as a man, you just man up and you go win your aerial duel. Because I'm not looking at set pieces where United concede because there's a guy that's free, right? And there's like an issue within the system of defending set pieces. I look at United players getting bullied, and there you cannot blame coaching. You look at the player and why you're getting bullied. Rasmus Højlund, why are you losing headers? You're like 6'3". Joshua Zirkzee, why are you losing headers? You're 6'3". We look at players at that point, 6'3" and can't win a header. That's like a 7-footer not being able to know how to dunk. Like at that point, what are you good for? That's what I look at players. And yesterday was just an atrocity. The fact that game was a standalone game is a crime against the eyes of the humankind, because that game should have been an early kickoff where we all sleep and we just wake up to the result and just move on with our days. Instead, we waited for about 5 to 6 hours. We watched an insane in my case, a 10 a.m. slate with Chelsea, Fulham, Forest, Spurs, Newcastle, Villa. And then what do you see at the end? You see United. You wait for United prime time, and United absolutely just crumble. And for rivals, obviously, it was fun to see a shit United. But for me, it was just absolutely pain. And no, there is no justice for Ten Hag because the biggest criminal of this is Eric Ten Hag. He is the one that needs to face justice for his crimes. The justice that he needs to face is a prison sentence because this is his fault. He assembled this crap. Because other coaches, you can criticize players and you can be like, the guy didn't get backed. It was weird. But when you really look at it, every single manager has left the predecessor in a little bit of a bad state, the squad, right? It never the only one that really left the squad in a better place, you could probably argue, was probably Jose to Ole, because we had Pogba, you had Martial, you had Rashford, you had a decent squad. Ruben Amorim has walked in to a squad where you can really just say that less than 5 players fit his system. Fit a Premier League squad in general. I look at Lenny Yoro. I look at Amad Diallo, obviously. I look at Kobe Menu, even though he is struggling right now, to be fair. You look at Mazraoui and Dalot. But the thing with Mazraoui and Dalot, I've always said from the moment Amorim got hired, I'm like, I don't know what crucial role they'll play, right? I think they're good players, especially Mazraoui, but they're not wing backs. And in terms of the center back, I would like a little bit more physical as my center backs, right? So I'm looking at those guys are good, but they don't really fit the way that Amorim wants to play it. So I'm looking at what? I'm looking at Ahmad, Lenny, and Euro. That's it. I mean, Ahmad, Lenny, and Kobe. That's 3 players. We have 20 in football. You have a 23-man squad. So what about the other 20? Because if I go through this team right now, let's go through this team. I have Onana, who conceded an Olympic goal, and Loki's getting worse in the past couple weeks. He's returning to his Champions League level form, which is not good. At my center back, I have Lisandro Martinez, who's 5'9". I have Harry Maguire, who somehow has become, who needs to get the armband back after 2 years of shipping it from him, which is absolutely crazy to think about. At right center back, I have Lenny Euro, who just got fit. I have Matej Zilic, who's injured now or ill, whatever. Who else do I have at center back? I have 37-year-old Johnny Evans. And then at wing back, I have 2 wing backs that are not actual wing backs, that are just fullbacks in the back four, in Mazraoui and Dalot. And then my backup right wing back is Anthony, who sucks. In my midfield, I have a shin kicker who's actually been okay, but yeah, is getting yellow cards after every single game. I have Kobe Menu, who looks like he went on a bad health regimen and is now looking a little bit overstocky. Thank you, nutritionists at Old Trafford. You don't know how to cook chicken, and apparently you don't know how to create meal plans for your players. My other midfielders are Casemiro, who's getting phased out of the team. You have Christian Eriksen, who's also leaving in the summer on a free. You have Collier, who I have not seen since preseason. He doesn't exist anymore. Mason Mount might as well just not exist in life. Who else do I have? Where's my invite, man? You want to invite Staffy? You have the link. This is set up on your StreamYard. Just pull up if you want. Right now I'm having a venting session. You had yours yesterday and you watched along. My tens. Let's talk about my tens. We have Ahmad is obviously great. We'll forget about him right now. I have Bruno. Now you know I'm not even. He's the main event. I have Marcus Rashford, who's obviously banished from the squad. He's leaving in 3 days' time when the new year hits. When the window opens, he's gone. So whatever. Let's not even talk about him. Josh Xerxes, striker 10, whatever. Mr. Chill guy. Garnacho. I hope the athletic rumors are true. May the athletic rumors be true of 60 mil. 60 mil, bro. Take it. See it. Take it. Run away with the money and never look back. Just don't even look back. Say goodbye. Thank you. You're a Carrington graduate. Thank you for scoring the goal in the FA Cup final. Adios. Goodbye. And then my strikers. Because I don't have any other 10s, right? Yeah. I have Jack Swagger up top, who's yelling at Ahmad. And then I have Mr. Chill Guy and Joshua Zirkzee. What am I meant to do with the squad? What is Emmer meant to do with the squad? And now because of this, United have lost, I think, 3 Premier League games in a row or 4 Premier League games in a row. Emmer is obviously gonna have to face some flack, because at the end of the day, losing 4 games in a row as a manager, you don't get it. There's no such thing as free hits, right? You don't get free hits. The next, it's the magic. I don't care. I watch it in Christmas, man. But actually, no. Before we get to that, let me talk about Bruno Fernandez. This is by far the worst captain in Manchester United history. I wasn't alive in 1970 when United got relegated. I don't know who the captain was, but whoever it was is the better captain than Bruno Fernandez. You know what? He probably went more on his sword than Bruno Fernandez is, because this guy has 3 red cards in 5 months. 3 red cards in 5 months. And they're not red cards like Valverde's against Atletico Madrid in the Super Cup, right? When you needed to make a last-ditch tackle and you just got to do it for the betterment of the team. No. He's gotten red cards because he's being a petulant little child and is acting out because he's getting fouled. He thinks he's getting fouled. The ref is not calling it because he's getting bullied in a 50-50 duel, and instead he lashes out. That is not a captain. That is not a captain. Roy Keane was a hothead, but he was a hothead that was also good. And I'm looking at Bruno Fernandez, and yesterday Wolves just absolutely bullied him all over the pitch. His countrymen on that pitch absolutely bullied him for however long he was on the pitch, 47 minutes. I didn't see him win a single duel. And I'm looking at a guy that's my captain. So the captain, as a captain of the football club, I had this debate on Twitter, I think last time, or even was it on YouTube? As a captain, you are meant to set the standard for your players. They follow your leadership. They follow your command on that pitch. And all they see is an emotional guy. And what does that lead to? That leads to a whole team that be over emotional. And that is why when United concede, you can tell the game is over because these guys are not going to get back into it. Because you see their captain head. You see from the captain the head drops. If the captain's head drop, you think everyone else's head's not going to drop. That is what I'm talking about. Bad leadership. And is Bruno Fernandez a better player than Harry Maguire? Yes, he is. He's a better footballer. Right? He's a better player. He's been more influential at Manchester United in terms of the GA, being successful in winning trophies and stuff like that. Yes. But as a leader of men, because that's what a captain is. It's a leader of men. Bruno Fernandez cannot lead a group of men. He's a great person. What he does off the field, absolutely sensational. But maybe he could be an off the field captain. But on the field, he cannot be a captain because he is too emotional to be a captain. There is such thing as a too emotional captain. Roy Keane was just a hothead. But you can be a bad captain. And in my opinion, brother, give it up. United, there is no such thing as a winnable game for Manchester United anymore. If we win a game, it's because we prayed. That's about it. This squad is absolutely diabolical. If I rank United's position groups in the league, my forward group is the worst in the league. My midfield is about bottom 5. My defense is the only one that cracked the top 10, and my goalkeeper, obviously. And then my fullbacks are not even wingbacks anymore. So this team sucks, bro. It's absolutely diabolical. Yesterday I had a crash out on WhatsApp with Staffy, and he wants to go do his now ride the storm, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? I'm just being real. This team sucks. This team genuinely sucks. This is not a good team. This is absolutely a horrific, diabolical team. And speak of the devil himself, here's Staffy to gaslight me into riding the storm with him and being in the trenches, all of this nonsense that he's been spewing on his philosophical.
Well, first of all, if I don't ask for an invite, you're going to call me a dictator. Oh, Staff just decided to crash the stream. I asked you to invite me. You're like, oh, you have the link. Just join.
Yeah.
I just have etiquette. I'm asking you properly. Hey, can I join? Or can you invite me?
We don't do that. I crash your stream. You crash my stream. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I just clocked. You never really invite me. I was like, yo, this guy Griggs never invites me. I was like, I'm the only one who always invites him.
Because you know how I like doing solos, and I just like venting to my
solos. Did you tell him about your crash out?
I did. I was telling him I had a crash out on Twitter yesterday. I had a full crash out yesterday because, bro, it was 1 a.m. and I just keep thinking. I went on Twitter, right? Because I was at work after the game, right? So I saw a little bit of Twitter. And I go home and I see on Twitter people talking about Amorim and the formation, yada yada. I'm like, bro, go play a 4-2-3-1 and you're gonna see the same shit. We saw 4-2-3-1 last year. We were 15th in expected points. This year we're not playing 4-2-3-1 and we're actually 15th anyway. What's the difference, bro? The table never lies. Last year the table lied to us. Yo, it had Pinocchio nose last year. The table. This year the table has reset. The expected points gods took it back. Last year they gave us 3 points. This year they said they snatched it from us. They said no more 3 points for you guys. Now you must suffer. And this year we're suffering. We're absolutely.
But we don't listen to Twitter, Griggs. Let's be like, look at Z as an example. Hype. Shout out Z, but look at Z. So Staffy was gaslighting us about Xerxes. When? Because I said he's a good player. I still think Xerxes is a good player. I just don't think he fits what we're trying to do in this team. But we don't listen to people on Twitter, bro. Like, how could you explain to an average person on Twitter that changing a back 3 to a back 4 will not make us concede Olympicos? How can I convince you with that? Like, if you think that, you're far gone anyways. Like, I cannot reason with you. There's some people that are just too gone. You just pray for them. You say, Allah Mak, and that's it. And you just move on. But you had a crap. I don't get it, Griggs. You had a crap. I calmed down since the game. I'm not going to lie to you. I lost my shit on the game. But then I realized it after. I was like, wait. Today might have been the last day I'm going to get to watch Bruno. Maybe he's going to get exiled too. And in the summer, in January, they're going to be like, yo, fuck off.
He's not getting it.
Or it's a bit of a stretch. However, bro, he got blanked by the manager. You do understand that, like, now the
I saw it
manager
today.
looks
I'm not
at
gonna lie.
him.
I didn't see that yesterday. I saw it today.
He blanked him, bro. It's like, when you break someone's trust for the first time and you just never restore it. You know when they say like once a cheater, always a cheater, stuff like that. Like I think Amorim looks at him now and he's like, wow, the way you did me dirty today, I'm not gonna forget that. And it was so like he didn't even speak to the team after the game. Like I think yesterday really, really, really put a damp on Bruno's image in Amorim's eyes. And I clocked it yesterday. As much as I was upset I lost, I was like, yo, Amorim really will do everything he can to rip up this team limb to limb. Like he's gonna get rid of everyone if he could. Obviously not everyone, but like 90% of people. I was like, that's a positive. Because you know what it is? I'd rather lose.
It's 98%. It has to be 98%.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, whatever number you want to put on it, 90% of the team is gone. But I really thought about it. I was like, yo, I'm really about to get into my Chelsea Graham Potter era where they're going to dismantle this team. And even if we lose along the way, I'm going to be losing with a new team. Like, I generally get to watch. I generally won't get to watch the footballers that I've been hating for a while. Like, that's a positive. How could you not be happy about that? Come on, that's such a positive.
We don't have a billion on like a billion. Just
we don't.
We don't have a billion in the piggy bank just to take out and just launch at and go sign Enzo Fernandez in the winter. Go sign Joao Felix in the winter. We don't have all that kind of stuff right now. Go ahead.
One second.
Yeah. We just don't have that kind of money. And to rank our squads, it's bottom. It's 15. It's the 15th best squad in the league, bro. I looked at Wolves yesterday. I looked at them. All right, and goalkeeper were better. Jose saw shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. They have a better striker than us in Larson. Left wing back, I know he's better than both our wing backs. Cunha is the best player on the pitch. I'll take their midfielders at this point. I just look at it. I look at it. Bro, Wolves are shit, but they're better than us. They do though. They do. They just Wolves have a better squad than us. For the Premier League in the way to play Premier League football, what you need to do in the Premier League, Wolves have a better squad than us because they have physicality. It's no coincidence that the one team that Manchester United actually looked good against under the Amorim era is against Manchester City, because Manchester City are actually physically worse than us because they have a bunch of old people that are physically drained because of all the football they played over the past 5 years. Any other time that Manchester United play a team that has more physicality than them, United lose to them. It's not a coincidence. Everton is the only game, right? But even in that game, Amorim said it himself. We were lucky that was not a 4-0 game. We were just clinical on the counter because our forwards wanted to step up that day, and Ahmad was a pressing machine. But Everton popped us off the park at times. They just have shit forwards. They're the only team in the league that has a worse forward line than us. Because if NDI is not playing, that guy that they have, everyone else is a League 2 footballer. Calvert-Lewin's a League 2 footballer. Jack Harrison's a League 2 footballer. Dwight McNeil has a good cross in him a couple times. But other than that, United physically just get dominated. Bournemouth, yeah, we played an even game against them. But why did they win? Because they bullied us. That is why we concede so many set pieces. No team that is physical concedes that many set pieces because, yes, you can blame the coach, right? Sometimes we get set up right. But these guys are conceding Olympic goals. A set piece coach cannot stop that from happening. That is weak goalkeeping. That is the players, because Onana basically, I'm not going to blame Onana too much because he did get boxed. But then I look at his center backs. Why are you guys not fighting to help him out?
Yeah.
Why are you letting the goalkeeper get boxed up like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's mentality, and that's players being weak. And that I look at a player level. I look at a group of individuals that are soft. And we're not meant to be a soft club. We used to be a group of warriors. We used to win games in the tunnel. Now teams look at us in the tunnel and they laugh at us like we're a joke. They treat us like we treat TJ Warren in the group chat. That's what we do. That's what they look at us, bro. That's what they look at us.
Why did TJ catch a stray? No, that's great.
TJ, bro. I had enough of him yesterday because he wanted to ask me a question. Why am I mad? Like rhetorical.
You were OD mad, Griggs. I'm not gonna lie. You were OD mad.
No, but he didn't ask me at night. He asked me in the afternoon, right after the game. He said, "Why are you mad?" I'm like,
listen, we have a lot of problems. We already know that. I was just more annoyed. You know what it is? We had a lot of possession in that first half, and I was just very, very excited and intrigued to see what is Amorim going to do in the second half to kind of get us to do something in the final third. Because in the final third, we just had no solutions. Like every time we got the ball to the final third, I didn't see anything creative. I didn't see any ideas. I didn't see nothing. But we did keep the ball for large parts. And to be fair, they didn't really threaten us like that in the first half. Like, I just don't remember where they did much. And what really pissed me off and I lost my shit is the way that Bruno got sent off. Because it's just like, whatever. This is me. If I'm Amorim, I spent 15 minutes giving you guys a game plan for what we're going to do in the second half to win this game. And in the first minute, my most reliable person, aka my captain, throws the game away over a clumsy moment. Like, that just made me fume, bro. Like, if any other player got sent off, I don't think I would have been that angry. I would have been angry, but not as angry. How are you the captain? You like, to me, whatever the game plan was, and this is why I'm pissed because I didn't get to see any tactical switch from Emery. I learned nothing about Emery yesterday. I'm looking at it. I'm like, you are the one that is supposed to, whatever the manager said at halftime is supposed to resonate with you the most. And when you come out in the second half and players are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to put them in check. The way he got that yellow card, honestly, bro, this guy has to be the worst captain I've ever seen captain our club. I generally would strip him from the captaincy right away. I don't care who even gets it. I just don't want it to be him. He needs a captain. Imagine, like, bro, it's just like we all had jobs here. Imagine you don't respect your manager because you know your manager loses their shit. You know your manager needs a manager. How are you going to listen to him? How are you going to respect him? How is your opposition even going to take you seriously? Bro, like, this guy already has, by the way, he has such a shitty reputation with the referees already. Any little tackle he makes, he's going to get sent off. Just like the Spurs one, remember?
Bro, refs hate him. And I don't remember how he got the first yellow, but like, yeah, and the ref yesterday was absolute dog shit too. He was giving out yellows for fun.
Bro, he was tracking back someone and he clipped him. You know, in FIFA, when you purposely clip up someone to get a
Bruno, I remember Letty Euro got a yellow like 3 minutes into the game. I think Manu got a yellow, but whatever. But regardless of that, like, I just look, bro.
Did have a lot of yellows.
The guy has 3 red cards in 5 months.
He has more red cards than goals for us. He has 2 goals and 3 red cards. That's our captain, better.
Guys, come on, get back, bro. And like I said, right? I don't know if you saw, like, it's not like red cards where like you took one for the team, right? Like, I'm sure you remember the Valverde, right? When Valverde was a little bit younger,
yeah.
I tracked down a Morata, he had to take the red card and stuff like that. It's not those kind of red cards. Like those red cards, I'm fine with that. You took one for the team in order to win a game. That's fine. But it's just petulant red cards, bro. It's just like he's being a child. It's literally like
he just gets frustrated. Exactly. He's a child. You know when you don't give a kid what he wants.
Yeah, when your parents take away your PS5 for you, like you can't play the game today, right? You need to go do your homework, and then he crashes out for no reason, bro.
Yeah, that's what he does every time. We're not winning a game. We weren't even losing. I can't even say because we were losing.
Oh, no.
This is why the game before when we called him erratic, bro, and people don't listen. It's just like, it's so weird how people still think we can't play football without Bruno Fernandez. Let me tell you this, and let me ask the chat. I said this after the Spurs game. If we would have swapped Solanke with Højlund in that game, who do you think would have been the winning team? I'm going to do this again, but now I'm doing it for the Wolves game. If we would have swapped our left-hand side with Aitnour and Cunha, who would have won that game? Forget the whole left side. If we would have just swapped Bruno and Cunha that game, who do you think wins? Imagine now Bruno's playing in that Wolves team and Cunha's playing for us. Who wins that game? And the fact that I have to ask this question every game just shows you how so many times we play much lesser opponents on paper or by name, but then we go to them and let's just be honest, there's about 2-3 players that would be guaranteed starters in our team. Cunha yesterday ran the whole show. On the ball, off the ball. Did you see how many times he won the ball of Ahmad yesterday and he was tracking back and tackling?
Insane player,
and,
bro.
And when Bruno does that, people think, oh, he's so amazing. The guy was actually doing it and he was doing it effectively. And we couldn't touch him on the ball. There's a one time where he shrugged Ahmad off the ball, dropped him. Shrugged Mazraoui off the ball, dropped it. I'm like, bro, these are our best players and you're dropping them on the floor like that? But people still don't think we can play football without Bruno. And that's baffling to me.
Oh, there's no spot for Bruno because people say, okay, you take him out the 10. You play him in the 8. He's not defensively aware. There's just no spot for him in the team. And I've said it. I'm not even going to lie. Forget Mazraoui, like the height that we've given him. Even me. Ahmad's the only guy right now that looks like he has a spot locked up. It's that right-hand 10. That right 10 slot. Everyone else.
I have something to tell you, though.
What, you think you want him at wing back?
He got to go back to right wing back, yeah.
For right? Okay, you take that, bro. Who are you going to put in the front 3?
Okay, I get why you're saying that. But hear me out. I've came to a realization, and I've been thinking about it, because I was like, why wouldn't Amorim do that from the beginning? Amorim is not a stupid guy. I just try to think why he would do these things that seem obvious, but it's not. When we put Ahmad in the 10, that's one less attacking option that we have on wingbacks. So yesterday, as an example, why are people frustrated with Delo? I feel for Delo and I sympathize with Delo, not because I'm Delo FC. The guy yesterday received the ball perfectly so many times with diagonal ball that came from Maguire, whatever, in left wing. People are frustrated with Delo because he can't do anything in that final third. Now, let me ask you this. Who of us here, before Amorim came in, thought that Delo is a left winger? No one. None of us think that Delo is a left winger. So when he gets in a left winger situation or the position of a left winger, and he actually doesn't have the skill set to do something with the ball, that's not really on him. And neither is it on the manager, to be fair. Amorim is just using the cards he's been dealt. And the cards he's being dealt is Delo being one of the wing backs. If Delo was not in that situation and we have a true left winger, let's say we had Ait Nouri in these positions yesterday, who would have done better? Ait Nouri. Because we all know that he's a better left wing back than him, and he's more attacking than him. So the fact that we use fullbacks that are defensive minded in these advanced positions, it is no coincidence that we don't do nothing. Like, I don't expect Delo to have so much creativity in the final third, to have a bag of tricks where he can just beat his defender and do something. He's not that guy. Like, I know he isn't. So why would I expect that from him? So now when I think about it, I was like, at least when we played Ahmad there, he was guaranteed what? He was guaranteed one extra attacker. You know why people think we're too defensive now? It's because we're putting actual fullbacks and wingbacks, but that's all we have. So if we move Ahmad to the right, people are going to be like, but our 10s are shit. Then we move Ahmad to the 10, we're going to be like, but our wingbacks are shit. Amorim right now has 2 holes in the roof. He plugs one, the other one leaks. He moves his hand to plug the other one, it leaks. He does not have 2 hands right now to plug both holes. What he has to do is he has to wait to January, and hopefully we get him an attacking fullback, an attacking wingback. When we get a winger that can play in these positions, you can afford to have one extra attacker on the pitch. So then Ahmad goes back to the 10. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Until then, that dilemma is gonna continue. We're gonna be like, one day we're gonna be like, oh, Ahmad should have been here, Ahmad should have been there, Delo should have been here, Delo should have been. Anthony should have played. Oh, Malaysia.
I'll just go Anthony wing. I'll just go Anthony wing back and just keep Ahmad on the 10.
And you know what? You're absolutely right on that. And it's as much as it's not even a good situation to be in. Anthony is technically an extra attacker on the pitch. He's not a good attacker, but he is an attacker.
And he's decent defensively. Like, he'll give you a shift there too, so he could somewhat do the role. Obviously, not ideal, but it's like, because you're right. Dalo gets the ball in the final third, and he has no idea what to do with it, especially on the left hand side, because we get so much freedom. And this is where I criticize Amorim. It's time to get bold. And what I mean by that is, bro, go to the academy, just pick the best winger. Go pick whoever you think the best winger is, or the club scouts, or whoever, like from the coaches down there think the best winger is, and that can somewhat contribute defensively, and just plug them in at wing back and see what happens. We're shit anyway. The season's over in the Premier League anyway. There's nothing to fight for in the Premier League other than our survival at this point. Go see what these kids can offer in the Europa League. If you want to go a little bit more pragmatic and stuff like that, that's fine. It's a European competition. You're still in that. That's calm. But in the Premier League, you cannot be playing with 5 at the back with fullbacks at wing back. You're gonna suffocate. Teams are too good. Teams are too attacking.
I actually have a shout, Griggs. Because of that, by the way, I think we're gonna do better in the bigger games than the smaller games.
Yeah, we probably are. And you know what this reminds me of?
That. I don't think we'll struggle as much against
Newcastle. There's one coach that had this similar thing at United. Is Louis van Gaal. I went into a big game with Louis van Gaal expecting to not lose because he had an amazing big game record. But when we played against Swansea and them guys, I knew we were gonna fucking struggle. We're gonna struggle to create shots, and
we will play better against teams that get more of the ball.
That team had a young Martial that was the golden boy. They still struggled. They had a Wayne Rooney in that team. You look at this team. Rashford's gone, right? So that's one less attacker you already have right now. That's one less guy you have going into January. He's gone. He's not coming back. Garnacho, his agent's already throwing out teams that are going to offer him money. So he looks like he's probably going to look for a way out because Amorim clearly don't rate him. Thank God. Coach has a brain. Højlund and Xerxes are shit. Xerxes probably going to leave next summer too. I think he's going to go back to Serie A.
Hey, I hope he goes in January, bro. And it's not even that I don't like him.
You have a plan for me.
You have a manager that wants, bro. He just wants his gunman back. Let's be fair. He worked with Mutta. Send him back. Send him back when he still has value. Send him back before they find another Xerxes in the market where they're like, well, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to keep chasing him. Here's a similar profile to what you want, Mota. We'll get him for you in the summer. Send him just now, bro. I don't even think Xerxes is a bad player like that. Just send him to where he belongs. He doesn't fit what we're trying to do. He doesn't fit this league.
Also, think about who he's playing with, right? You have him playing as a striker, right? And who is his left 10? His left 10 is Bruno Fernandez, a guy that just wants to drop deep and dictate. He has no runner next to him on the left-hand side. So his bet. Let's be real. The moment Marcus Rashford got exiled from the team, should have already sent warning signs to Xerxes that I gotta bounce, because that's the one guy when I came into this team in the summer. That's the guy I was meant to basically be partners with, and we were meant to kind of create a relationship. That guy is obviously leaving. So,
but we're not even supposed to play with runners in tens, Griggs. Let's just be honest. One of the reasons, by the way, where I also want Ahmed to go to right wing back is because he plays too wide anyways. Because of the lack of attacking that we get on the wings, he just drops there anyways. Like so many times yesterday, he would pick up the ball on the wing. Xerxes, our system, we shouldn't be playing with tens that are just runners. Like you want ball carriers in your 10, right? Who are they carrying the ball to? Your striker. If we don't have strikers that make runs, what the fuck is the point of this whole formation? Like, generally, what is the point of it? If we're gonna do that, might as well play with two strikers and switch up the whole formation. But that's not gonna happen because that's not how Emery plays. We just completely signed our wrong player.
Because right now, right? Because the wing backs are meant to be the runners. That's who's meant to be like the guys offering the width.
No, but not for the striker. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, not for the striker. But I'm talking about like the wing backs are meant to offer the width and stuff like that, and like the pacing behind. But we don't have that right now. We don't have wing backs, so Amorim has had to tweak a little bit, and maybe the 10s have to be a little bit of runners because that's the 10s that he had. Rashford, and he utilized Rashford like that against Everton, right? Rashford was basically a runner, and it worked in that game because Everton opened up space. And the Premier League, you're gonna have space. So whoever we sign as a 10, he's gonna have to be able to run in behind because the Premier League defenses, there's too much space. They all play in a high line, so there's gonna be space in behind for you anyway. So that's why I like Matheus Cunha, because the guy can run for 90 minutes a game. He has no problem running in behind, but he can also carry the ball. He can play with back to goal, all that kind of stuff. That's why he's a perfect fit. So United to be able to do that. For Xerxes, though, it's time to go to Serie A. It's time to go back to go back to Mota and have fun over there. You can partner up with Vlahovic 4-4-2 settings. Absolutely perfect. As for Højlund, that guy pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He gets me tight, bro.
We the people. That's what he is, bro. Jack fucking Swagger,
bro. That guy, bro. This shit. And the club obviously aren't gonna sell him, and they're probably gonna try to like continue developing him and stuff like that. But that's fine. If you want to keep him to continue developing, that's fine. But you gotta go get a real striker. You gotta go get a guy that can start at the 9 tomorrow. And I said it from now. I said go to Napoli. And honestly, if I'm United, I go to Napoli and I ask him straight up, Rashford for Osimhen.
Someone told me a very good point the other day. Shout out Joey. I told him that, and he told me it would be a horrible idea. And he makes a very good point. He said, because of Rashford being an academy product, we need to make an actual sale. He was like, even if it's the fact that you guys buy Rashford, and then we'll negotiate a different price for what's his name, for Osimhen. He's like, it cannot be a swap transaction. He's like, you have to actually sell Rashford to balance it on the books, because we don't sell enough academy products. And he makes a very good point. You sell Rashford, that helps us massively in the summer in terms of having money to invest. So when you sell him, obviously, I know you don't want to sell Menu, but let's say hypothetically, sell him, Menu, and Garnacho. You're talking about over 100 million to 200 million, 150, whatever it is that you want to evaluate it in just academy sales. That just drives us like this in PSR and gives us a lot of threshold in spending in the summer. It's logical.
It is logical, but at the end of the day, PSR is going to be on our case forever because we owe money anyway, bro. We owe like 600 million debt. So even if we sell Rashford, we're going to be caught up with PSR. Whether we sell him, whether we don't sell him, they're going to be on our case forever for a long time because we spent the book so bad. So I understand from that perspective, but there's ways where you could just actually sell Rashford to Napoli. You sell him, and then
I heard they want Shaw too, bro. They want all of our players.
Bro, Antonio Conte is a Premier League fiend, bro. The guy wants Premier League players all over the pitch. He genuinely wants that.
Give him all our players. He might be our version of Saudi Arabia to Chelsea, where they were getting.
Don't forget who got Alexis Sanchez out of United. and Matteo Darmian out of United. It was Antonio Conte. He was the one that got him out of United.
Yeah. Yo, he loves our
Lukaku.
garbage. What the hell?
Lukaku, Ashley Young.
Lukaku.
Ashley Young. They all went to Inter
Ashley
Milan.
Young. Did he have Mkhitaryan at the time? No, he was in Milan.
No, yeah, but I mean, yeah, Arsenal.
That's a lot of our players. Yeah, Ashley Young.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it is United gotta figure out a way. And people say, like Jerry mentioned, we're not ready for a server striker. Sure, yeah, we're not ready for a server striker, but United need a striker that can attack the box and that is able to make some space in the box, because Højlund cannot make any space in the box for himself. His runs, like yesterday,
he's so bad, bro. I'm not.
Yesterday there was a pass. I don't remember who played the cross. I generally don't remember, but there was a cross that was going back post and Højlund mistimed it again. There was a pass against Spurs, which I saw the highlights, that went across the box. He was late for again. And that's what I'm talking about. There are balls that are placed into the box by our players, and the rare occasion that these guys can create for their striker, that our striker is not timing. And it's stuff like that.
Not there, yeah.
It's those small margins that are costing United games, because Osimhen is getting on to the end of those. Whether he scores it or not, who knows? But it's just the principle of him that he's gonna get there and he's gonna create that chance. And even Xerxes gets there, he just can't finish because his ball striking is shit. But it's that the fact that Xerxes averages more shots than Højlund is the biggest red flag I have for Højlund, because this guy doesn't even consider himself a striker and he's shooting more than you. What does that say about you? Because this is the thing with Højlund. Højlund can end up being good one day, right? Hypothetically, but that can end up being in 2029, 5 years from now. I don't have that kind of patience. I don't have time to wait for a striker for 5 years. This is not Brighton Football Club. This is Manchester United, and I hope this is a sign to United, to the board and stuff like that. Never buy a young striker for United. We are not that kind of club. If you're gonna buy a striker at a big club, they have to be They could be young, but they better be ready-made like a Holland. Or when United signed Wayne Rooney, you knew he was gonna be one of the best in the world. Ready-made.
We need ready now strikers. Yeah.
You need ready.
The only time we can afford to make the Rooney signings, and that is like when we have like guaranteed starters that
and even then, when you signed Rooney, you had the Golden Boot winner in your team in Van Nistelrooy. You had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer off the bench. You had players ready. We do not have that. We do not have the patience to sign young made strikers. And that's why I said in the summer, United should have went and signed Solanke. I know it would have been a little bit expensive for the books and stuff like that, but you go get that striker and you let Højlund develop. That is what you do. Because the fact is, we transitioned from Harry Kane, who was at worst a top 2 striker in the world, to a guy that scored 9 goals at Atalanta and clearly wasn't ready for that big move. They always say there's a club between Atalanta and Man United for Højlund. There had to be a middle club that he had to go to first before he went to United, whether it's like a West Ham, whether it's a freaking Roma, whatever. There had to be a middle club there for him. That he wasn't ready for that.
You know what pissed me off? That summer, we gave him that money. They signed Scamacca that same summer. And I think they Lookman either went in that year or the year before. Like, look at who they were signing and who
they signed CDK too. Charles de Catale from Milan as well. And
I'm just saying, like, those are 2 strikers that I would have took. I would have took Lookman and I would have took what's his name?
It's stuff like that. It's those, and the funny thing is, Bridge hype. I had enough of him. Why even make him a mod? That's on me, bro. I should take it.
Honestly, bro. Like honestly, wallahi, Ahmed. Like, what is the point of you even being here? Like, what is the point of Ahmed on football YouTube? Like, what edition do you give us on football YouTube? You just sit there, you talk about shitty stocks that no one ever hears of. Half of them die, and you just brush them all under the carpet, and no one ever thinks of them again. And then you just sit here and say everything hype, everything nation, this nation, that nation. Bro, go back, Habibi. Go back to bed.
No, it's we need to find this show, bro. But and the funny thing is with Højlund is I saw a tweet from like last year, right? When the initial bid went in, it was like 35 mil. Atalanta just wanted 45 mil. Højlund changed his agency to SEG, Ten Hag's agency, and the price went up 30 mil magically. When I say Ten Hag,
he was a part of their agency, right?
When the summer started, he was part of a different agency. He ditched that agency. He signed with Ten Hag's agency, and the price magically went up 30 mil. When I told people 2 years ago Ten Hag was running us as a side hustle, I promise you this guy was making moves on the side to fund his own pockets. Bro, that guy's family's rich, bro. I don't know how they got rich, but bro, I'm sure he probably learned a trick or two. And he used those tricks on United, and we got bamboozled.
What life in Estos, bro?
We got absolutely bamboozled. Do we even trust INEOS? And this is why I'm going to talk about INEOS, because now this is where the part of the video where I go on.
Here we go.
And I'm about to crash.
This is where Griggs crashes out.
The summer started. You kept Ten Hag. And Staffy can attest to this. I said, whatever, you kept him, right? We don't back to the decision, but we live with it. We move on. But what I said, now you made your bed. You must lie in it. Whatever happens, the blood is on your hands. You decided to keep him. You could have moved on from him, and you could have went and got another coach. Amorim was available in the summer. He had the same release clause. It did not change from July to November or October when we signed him. It was the same release clause. You kept Ten Hag. You spent 150 mil on him. You signed players that fit his system, right? Xerxes, De Ligt. Euro was obviously a club signing. Ugarte was a club signing. So those two are fine. But De Ligt and Xerxes were specifically for mostly Ten Hag. Especially Xerxes. De Ligt, the club scouts liked him and stuff like that. If you have a manager that you were ready to sack at a moment's notice and you keep him, and everyone knew that you wanted him gone, if you sack him that early on into the season, it's going to create a whole whirlwind of chaos. We saw it happen with Chelsea and Tuchel, right? It was obvious that Bowie did not like Tuchel. He spent money on him in the summer. Within a month, Tuchel was sacked. September, Graham Potter comes in. And this is where I'm going to shout RSM. He called the Potter Amorim connections and stuff like that. Yeah, there is a similarity in it and stuff like that. Except I think United are in a far worse position because we have a worse squad than that Chelsea squad. Because don't forget, that Chelsea squad was in Champions League football. Let's not forget that. That Chelsea squad also won a UCL knockout tie against Dortmund. They had some level of players. This squad is not at that level. So you sack Ten Hag within 2 months. And what do? You go get a manager. And don't, Staffy, I know you know too. Don't forget, Amorim asked, I'll join in the summer. And there's a reason why he asked that. Because he probably looked at this squad right now and he saw, there's no way I could do anything with this team this season. It is basically virtually impossible unless I get shit in January. And we'll see what happens in January now, obviously, as the window comes up. But he knew that this team is not good enough. And he knew that it does not fit his system. And he wants to play a specific way. He doesn't really want to adapt. And INEOS went, you join now or you don't get the chance again. And obviously, Amorim at that point, the hands were forced behind his back. He had to join, right? You get one chance at United in your lifetime. You don't get a second one. So he joined. And from that moment, it should have clicked in my head that shit was going to really get rough. Because if the gaffer don't believe in the team before he even gets here, imagine what he's going to believe when he actually sees these guys in front of his own two eyes. And what does he see? He sees a pile of shit. That's generally what he sees. And then I look at INEOS and I look at Ratcliffe because I've written articles about INEOS in the past year and stuff like that and stuff that Ratcliffe I said. And he said in order to be a successful football club, you need to be ruthless. I agree with that 100%. You must be ruthless in any kind of business if you want to be successful. That is the way business works. But the ruthlessness needs to come on the pitch. It does not need to come from you firing the chef. It does not come from you from ruining Christmas and being the Grinch that stole Christmas. That is not ruthlessness. That is just being a dickhead. Straight up, that's just being a dickhead. Because I promise you, that Christmas party...
Fair, he sacked what's his name as well? Ashworth
and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's calm. But it's stuff like that. And I look at INEOS, and obviously I'm not saying it. I actually did say INEOS out, to be fair. I am big up Wasim as well. I am treading in that trajectory right now, but I also learned this. Maybe the grass is not greener on the other side when it comes to ownership. We all wanted the Glazers out. We thought that realistically, we thought that probably any ownership would be better than them because they were that bad. But you know what? Bro, at least when I look at the transfer targets of United, bro, when we were shit, I was still getting linked to Pogba. Bro, even in 2021, I saw links to Camavinga. What are my links now? I'm getting linked to Scrubs. It's generally just Scrubs.
Yeah, but that's not INEOS' fault, to be fair. I mean, like,
fault, but I look at it. I look at an ownership. I look at an ownership group that that when I look at, can they take us back to the top, or can they even forget the top? Forget the top right now. Can they get us back to at least looking like a competent Premier League team and competing? I don't know. And this is where I look at Ratcliffe, because this guy's clearly a guy that's very reactionary, and he's not going to hesitate to get rid of a person. I look at Amorim right now, and there's a Telegraph report that came out earlier that Amorim's like, if I continue on the streak, there's a chance I get sacked. I look at INEOS now. I'm like, I look at Ratcliffe. I wouldn't be surprised if United are 15th, 16th, right? Come February, come March, he might get sacked. There is a chance. And then if we look at that, where the hell do we go from there? Because no disrespect to Graham Potter, but Amorim is not Graham Potter. This guy's a winner. This guy changed Sporting's life. And then that is no small feat, because when he joined Sporting, fans were fighting players. They were dead ass fighting players. They were raiding outside players' cribs and they were fighting them. They were waiting outside the stadium to fight players. That is how toxic it was at Sporting. Amorim came into that football club with no coaching badges, and he turned them into a league winner within a year. So he's a real guy. He's a real coach. He's serious. I look at United. If you sack him, who the hell do you go hire?
But why would you even say that? Like, he's not going to get sacked.
I look at an ownership group that is clearly reactionary and that is clearly not going to hesitate to pull the trigger if shit looks wrong. Because Ratcliffe, bro, let's not forget, bro. Ratcliffe's not some young guy. He's not 45 years old. He's not 50 years old. He's 75, 70, 73, 74. The guy wants to win now. There's a reason why he's the richest man in England. He's a successful guy. He wants to win now.
Yeah, but it seems like they really wanted him in the summer. They even said he's been our guy from the beginning.
He was Barada's guy.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, you already got him late. No way you sack him if it goes bad, because the reason it's going bad, it wasn't because of him.
It's not.
He's actually nice enough to come in and try to clean this when you didn't bring him in. You brought him in mid-mess. You didn't bring him in before the mess. He could have had the summer. He could have had the summer and had at least 5. You know how much better we would look if he had 5 of I wouldn't say his signings, but 5 of the players that would have been recruited for his style. Imagine if we would have, instead of Zirkzee, what about a wing back? Or even, you know what?
Forget. Yo, I think if what's it called? Amorim came in the summer. I think Osimhen is at United in the summer. I think United would have probably gone for him.
For who?
Osimhen. If Amorim joined in the summer, I think United would have won more for him. Either that, or you're right. We don't sign Zirkzee, and we probably sign a 10, right? We probably don't sign a striker.
All right, so let me say this. So here's the thing. I actually don't think we're too many signings away from playing somewhat of what he wants. And when I say that, I'm not saying we're not too many signings away from playing his style and competing for top 4 or whatever. I just think we're lacking a lot of the basics. So it's like, I don't care about the center backs as much as I don't rate Lisandro. I think the center backs, no matter how good or bad you want to rate them, you don't need to sign one now to play the way he wants to play. Obviously, you need better to be a better team. I think we need one more midfielder and at least one more wing back. 100% a left wing back. I can argue 2, but at least one more. And you need a left 10 and a striker. These are 4 positions that I think we need to be going out and putting an 11 where I'm like, this 11 understands and could play the way this manager wants. Obviously, as time goes by, you start signing backups, you start adding depth, you start improving on the quality of what you have already. Branthwaite, as an example, I think Branthwaite is going to be one of our first signings in the summer. He's definitely coming to us. Like, I'm just so
last year, right? I wanted Europe for this year, right? Because with Ten Hag and stuff like that, that's fine. This year, United cannot get Europe this year. United cannot get Europe for next year.
I've been telling you. Imagine we didn't win that stupid FA Cup. How much my life would have been so much better now.
No. But with Ten Hag as a coach, I don't really care about that.
He would have been sacked. You forgot that. He would have even been here.
Okay, no. I'm talking about.
Imagine. Wait, Griggs, hold on. Before you say anything, imagine. I'm gonna give you a scenario and tell me how much better we would have been. We go to the FA Cup final. We lose the FA Cup final. Ten Hag gets sacked. We get Amorim.
I don't think Amorim comes in the summer if Ten Hag gets sacked. I think United would have gotten someone else.
What do you mean? We just talked about that. How Barada wanted him.
Barada wanted him. Don't forget, Barada did not join until July. I think United would have went and got someone else.
But anyway, I mean, you kind of ruined my scenario now. But
what
I was trying to say is, he would have came in the summer. Signings would have looked a little bit different. We would have not been. I just like, as much as I want to win the Europa League because I'm a fan and there's a sense of entitlement that I want trophies, but I'd rather not be in the Europa League, but know that right now we're in a serious build-up that in 2 years I'll probably be able to compete for most trophies on the front end. Like, imagine how much all that for a dumb FA Cup. I love the FA Cup, but the more I look at this FA Cup was one of the worst. It's a curse that looked like a blessing because you won a trophy. But I swear, think about it.
Well,
That FA Cup alone set us back about
it
2-3 years.
It's because who we beat. If we had beaten like freaking Everton in the final and stuff like that, it wouldn't have meant as much. It's because we beat City. And it's nice.
It's just so one to brag about. Haha, we dunked on you guys. But oh my god, bro. Take me back in time, bro. And that fucking, what was that game where the guy's toe was offside? Coventry. Oh my god. I would have went to the game itself and clipped his nails and be like, bro, stay on side. There you go. You guys made it to the final. No more 10 hand.
But nah, reason why I think you're, because now obviously Amorim's here now. Forget about the hypotheticals or stuff like obviously. But I knew when once Ten Hag was confirmed saying like I kind of wanted Europe and stuff like that just because United could keep competing. But you have a fresh new coach now, a coach that I rate, and a coach who ideas I rate and stuff like that. This squad needs trimming. United needs to go into next season with a minimum squad. The way Arteta had Arsenal, and that's where, and we talk about the positions, right? I agree with you on the 4 things. Left wing back, and it's in this order for me. It's left wing back, it's left 10, striker, and center mid. I can't believe I'm saying this, but center mid is probably United's 4th biggest priority right now. And even though it really should be a lot higher, because I do think our midfield room is pretty weak. But in terms of like starting 11 wise, the weaknesses, he needs to get a left wing back as soon as possible. The space that Dalot gets right now, if it went to a proper final third player, United would be creating at least double the chances they could create. Whether it leads to goals or not,
I want you to tell me who you would get in that position. By the way, finish.
I don't want Nuno Mensch. I'm gonna come out shit because I saw the rumors today. I don't want Nuno Mensch. I don't want a wing back. I want a winger. I want a winger. Because you know what United need to go do? Go play 2 wingers at wing back. Go play go full out attack and just go get. And you know what? And if this means United eventually have to sacrifice Menu for this, it is what it is.
You're starting to think like me.
If you get 2 crazy wingers as wing backs that are really attacking, but are also defensively disciplined, you have your 10s, Ahmad, and whether it's Cunha, right? And then you have a crazy gunman up top. You go those last 5 positions of the 2 center mids and the 3 center backs, you go get yourself physical specimens, top tier physical athletes. You can go do crazy things. You already have Lenny Yoro, right, at center back. That's a good start. Go get Branthwaite, for example, right? And go get another center back. Because United could do stuff. For example, right wing back. There's rumors of us getting that Dibbling kid from Southampton eventually. Because Wilcox loves him and stuff like that. He wants to bring him to United. Who? That's calm. Dibbling. The kid that tore up Dalot for Southampton, the one that cooked him. He'll probably play right wing back, right? If he comes in.
And it will be a cheap signing. You just got to wait for Southampton to get relegated.
Yeah, that's a good signing right there. I like that kind of signing. Left wing back, I don't know who it is. I said Ainuri, even though Ainuri is a fullback, but he's a back 5 fullback. He's a wing back. So that's fine for me. He has attacking chops in his brain. Is he ideal? Where I like maybe someone a little bit more attacking? Yes. Would I love Theo Hernandez? But he has a case on him right now, so we obviously can't do that. But I look at Amorim. It has to be a left-footed player that can just go up and down the pitch and that is somewhat capable in the final third. Whether it just be that he just has one good cross in him. Fuck it. Go get me the left-footed version of Antonio Valencia, bro. Valencia had one move in his locker. Cross the ball in. If that needs to be my left wing back, so be it, bro. Just have the guy cross the goddamn ball in. If it's
right, he would always stop on the ball, do like a weird fit, and then just cut to his right and cross. I'm like, bro, you know LeBron when he does the stupid thing when he looks at the ball and shoots?
If that's what my left-footed player needs to be, so be it, bro. Just go get someone that just crosses that ball in and go get that striker that's a physical guy. I want Osimhen. I think Osimhen is the best market opportunity for the striker position. You have a top 5 striker on the planet available for like 50 mil. How often do you get that chance in today's market?
I agree. I actually said that to Joey because Joey made a very good point when he was like, if you sell Rashford and use that money to sign about 3 to 5 players, it's much more beneficial. I was like, I agree with you. I was like, but hear me out. I was like, how many times do you get to sign a 100 million worth striker for 60? Because let's be honest, if Osimhen didn't have the issue going on with Napoli, none of us would be getting him for 60. Like the only reason we know his release clause is 62 is because what happened with Napoli. But in a fair market, he's worth 100 million at least. It is a bargain in terms of who he is for how much you would have gone for. You won't get another chance like that in the next 3 years.
Well, Osimhen is about to get sold for less than he got bought for, which is crazy to think about because he was such a raw prospect when he got sold from Milan to Napoli. That was an overpay. Now he's about to get sold for less than that, and he's 5 times the player. That's crazy to think about. And he's not even in his prime yet either. So I look at Osimhen, I look at that as a market opportunity. And this is where I look at INEOS, right? You guys are obviously poor. We're not rich right now. We're a poor football club in terms of money. We do not have that much money to spend, which means in the market, you got to go for opportunities. You cannot.
We're 300 million in debt. You can't
take risk. There's no more risk to take. You have to go for surefire things. And I look at Osimhen. Yes, is there a risk with the injury? Yes, there is. That's the risk. But in terms of output and quality, there is no risk with Osimhen. That is a surefire striker, bro. I look at the strikers in this Premier League that are getting their game up. Chris Wood has double-digit goals. You're telling me that Osimhen can't get that?
Hey, to be fair, Chris Wood has Elanga.
You know what I'm trying to say, though, bro. You see
the way name? Oh my God, Gibbs White.
Oh yeah, a player almost.
By the way, their 11 is better than ours. Let's not even joke about it.
I cannot believe I live in a world where the Olympiacos owner Mari Nakiuha have been cussing out for 5 years. Is a better owner than what I currently have, bro. He built a better team for Nuno than my owners are building for my managers, bro. He got Nuno Espirito Santos, a tall physical team with runners. It's a match made in heaven.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Think about it. We would take.
Who would be a crazy wing back right now for United? Anthony Elanga. Imagine Elanga as a fucking wing back.
You know what? No one. I don't think anyone owes Elanga more apologies than me. It's a good thing I wasn't on YouTube when I was slandering Elanga. I think it was like right when I started on YouTube, so I didn't really have a lot to say about him. I was really mean to Elanga, I'll be honest with you. Actually, when he got sold, remember? No, it was before I met you, but we did talk about him one time, and you said it was a ripoff. We should have. I told
it was a ripoff. I said I look at what other players are going for in the market, and I said Anthony. This is where I have an issue with
Mertz for us right now.
Yeah, no, but even regardless of right, sure, United Elanga wasn't good enough to be at United in terms of like high end ceiling and stuff like that. We needed better. We deserve like Ahmad, for example, right? Ahmad's a better talent. But my issue with Elanga was always the sale and how much. It's the same with James Garner, the one that plays for Everton, right? It's how much money you got for these kind of guys. Elanga went for less than City sold James Trafford for. Elanga played on a UCL stage and scored a goal. Elanga starts for his country in Sweden. This guy was wanted by Borussia Dortmund on loan in that January. Imagine United loaned him out to Dortmund. He got his value up. United
sold him for more.
United could have made 35-40 mil off him. That is insane profit to make. Instead, we let him rot on the bench.
How much did Chelsea get for Madison? Because he's when you think of it, that's
35, I think it's 32.
See, that's the scenario you would have wanted for him. They loaned him to Dortmund, balled out, went to Champions League final, came back, didn't even get a sniff. They're like, here, you have him, Villa, give us the money.
Exactly. It's stuff like that. That's why I was mad about the Elanga. Is he good enough for United in the grand scheme of things? No, he's not.
He's not good enough for where we want it to be. So listen, when I say apologize to him, it's because I'll tell you guys what. I had a completely different vision to what Ten Hag was going to do with that team. I thought we were going to have wingers that are much more technical on the ball than Elanga was. Because let's be honest, like we did say he found his level, but fair enough. Right now they're sitting 3rd or 4th or whatever. So it seems like his level is higher than what I thought. But here's the thing. He didn't have that skill set that when you picture a finished article of United and how, okay, this is the United is going to bring back glory days and going to win leagues, you don't see Elanga starting for it. However, we ended up selling him and we kept Garnacho. And I'm like, if I knew at that time we're going to sell Elanga, but in about a year, I'm going to start seeing Garnacho starting for me, I would have never said that. Because if you would have asked me at the time, would you keep Elanga or him? I would have said keep Elanga. Brother, it reached a point where I was telling people Dan James is a better winger and a footballer than Garnacho. People laughed at me. People genuinely laughed at me when I said that. And fair enough, there's a few people that actually said that. Rand said that as well. And this is what I love. I love when I make up my own thoughts and I see people that I rate actually say the same thing. And I'm like, there's no way people that are saying the same thing about that, and you guys don't believe it. Look at it now. You're generally telling me now, if we had Dan James, obviously the Dan James that we had in United, I don't know how good he's doing now, or Elenga, you're telling me our wing options right now wouldn't be better. Generally, Elenga starts for us as a wing back right now. Like, I would know that at least at right wing back right now, I'd have Elenga, who's a good athlete. He has pace, and he has a final ball on him. He's not the best, but I know he can actually fill in that position. And it's crazy that, as you said, we sold him for 15 million, but then we're stuck with the likes of Garnacho. Like, it's actually crazy to me how this happened. Like, the downgrade is insane. And I never thought I would say that after we sold him 2 years ago.
How much better Elanga is than Garnacho is absolutely crazy anyway. Because, bro, I look at Elanga against Spurs, the way he's just able to run in behind. Just that simple, bro. Just the simple stuff that Elanga knows how to do better than Garnacho. It's crazy, but I don't even know where we go from here. It's gonna get so much worse before it gets better. It's just gonna constantly get shittier.
Bro, wallahi, think about it. It's so exciting.
No, it's not, bro.
Griggs, think about it. Some of the players that have been here from it. Okay, I get it. You love Rashford. That's different. You have
I'm happy Rashford's leaving right now, bro, because I look at this pile of dog shit that's happening on the pitch right now, and all it does for me is justify me because. And this is why I look at INEOS, right? And this is why I think they're also handling the Rashford stuff wrong.
Griggs, you gotta blame him as well. Stop it.
No, obviously he needs to. Obviously he has his own part to play in and stuff like that. Yes, I agree. But I'm looking at it from INEOS, and this is why I keep saying the decision is made above Amorim's head. Bro, Rashford started off the Amorim era, right? I think he still has the most goals under Amorim so far. I think it's 3 or 4, whatever. You look at Amorim right now. You're telling me that he wouldn't want to have Rashford right now in this team right now with the attack the way that it is.
This version of Rashford is very bad, Griggs. I feel
it's
like
very bad, but it's still better than the pile of dog shit that is around him.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, I get what you're saying. But here's the thing. Out of all the garbage, he probably gets us the most money.
That's fine, and I agree. United should just show Rashford, but
and he's on the biggest money. So yes. We're saving money and we're making money.
Yes, but it's also this. All you're doing is diminishing his value right now. That's all you're doing.
Really? Because that's why he comes out and he's like, oh, there's no personal issue. It's not disciplinary. It's only been about 3 games.
All that talk, that's great talk. But at the end of the day, you don't have Rashford on the pitch right now to help maximize it. Because what United should have done with Rashford is they should have made a pact agreement, especially put Amorim in the room and be like, yo, rest of the season, we go, we play, whatever we do, happens, and we part ways in the summer. We move on. We go a separate paths, and that's it. You guys get a fee for me. I leave. I go to a different club. I go on my new challenge. It's the same thing I said for United should have done with Sancho. Lock Ten Hag and Sancho in a room, hash it out, play for the rest of the season, maximize your value, and you part ways because you are not in the vision right now. Rashford is obviously not in the vision of INEOS, and that is fine. It is time to move on from every single past player at United. We need a whole new squad. That is absolutely fine. But right now, all you're doing is, and this looks bad in the locker room too, because let's be real. To most of these guys in the locker room, Rashford is a leader. He's someone the younger kids look up to and stuff like that. They don't have him on the pitch right now. And as a locker room, you look and they're going to look at the ownership and they're going to look at his manager as they're struggling to score goals. They're going to be thinking, why is this guy not on the pitch right now? Or why is this guy not getting an opportunity to help us score goals? Because what United need right now is a lack of goal scorers. And I don't want Rashford to come back into the squad anymore. He needs to leave January 1st. He needs to go now. It needs because all it does is continue creating questions. Because right now, Amorim is still riding off that win against City, right? Where he dropped Rashford, and that gives him the grace period. But if this continues to happen, and if Rashford stays at Manchester United and he does not leave in January, all it's going to lead to is more and more questions, which Amorim does not deserve to have to suffer through. All it does is create a cloud of toxicity. And that's why I say with United, the institution of toxicity. Every single day at this football club, there's a new toxic situation arising. Rashford needs to leave now. But I think that INEOS handled it poorly from the start, and that started from all the articles that kept coming out. Should Rashford have done the interview with Henry Winter? Well, not the interview, but the question and stuff like that? Probably not. It's disrespectful to Amorim. It's not disrespectful to the club. It's disrespectful to the manager. You probably should just told the manager and stuff like that. That's fine. I don't give a fuck about the club. I've always said fuck Man. Right now, it's fuck Man United. I'm gonna be real. This club deserves to suffer. The fan base deserves to suffer. These guys deserve to suffer. United should have handled it better because all it looks like right now is we have our best goal scorer is banished from the squad. And there is no guarantee he leaves in January. If you told me there was a guarantee he leaves in January, that's fine. But there's no offers.
It probably is, bro.
In the summer. But we tried to sell him in the summer. No offers came. And right now, if you're gonna get an offer, it's gonna be a piss poor offer. What are you gonna get? 25 mil? We're not getting more than. I don't think any club is offering 40 plus mil for Rashford. I'm gonna be real. It's not that offer is not coming. It will only come from Saudi, which he doesn't want to go to. He does not want to go to Saudi. He wants to stay in Europe.
Where do you think he goes? I don't think he goes to the Premier League.
No, he's not staying in the Premier League.
I think he goes abroad, yeah.
I think Napoli would be a good spot for him, but they can't afford his wages.
You don't think Arsenal would come in for him?
I don't think he'll go to Arsenal. I think the best move for Rashford is to leave England.
Yeah, I agree.
He needs to leave the country. And I say this for 95% of English players that go in Marcus Rashford shoes or Jude Bellingham shoes and stuff like that, or mostly the black athletes and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's best for them to leave. Trent as well, bro. Go to Spain, go win your trophies over there. Obviously, Trent's winning at Liverpool and stuff like that, but for the really high end talents and stuff like that, if you're in this country, if they're in that country, let's be real, they're ready to make you the villain at a flick of a switch. Go abroad. Go to a club that is promising, that is good culture, that will take care of you, and go do over there. I think a club that would really be good for Rashford, in my opinion, would be Atletico and maybe in Spain. I think having a coach like Simeone would
Garnacho. Maybe we should give him a deal.
I think someone like Simeone would be. I think Rashford needs to go get a coach that would really help him. The same way Lukaku got Conte to help him when he went to Inter. I think Rashford needs that kind of coach. And
what's Barcelona's situation? I know they love him there.
Oh, they can't even afford freaking Dani Olmo registration right now.
That's what I was gonna say. What's the situation? Because if they had, bro, you know what it is. If they had money, they're the perfect.
I think that would have been perfect. But I think Hansi Flick would also be a perfect coach. I mean, look at what he's doing with Rafinha, for example. And yes, Rafinha is probably more talented than Rashford right now. But just the idea, the ethos of it, stuff like that. I look at
a right-footed winger there as well.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, come on, they're employing fucking what's his name, Ferran Torres.
Yeah, I look at coaches that can really help Rashford. I look at the likes of Simeone. I look at someone like, obviously, I think Conte at Inter, at Napoli. I think if Inter had money, maybe him in the front too. So I think Serie A would be good for him. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, not really, not with company there. I don't think that's really the vision for them right now.
What's the? I was about to ask.
PSG's clipped because they have a bunch of wingers now, so there's no.
Juventus, are these links were true? I heard some of it today.
About what? Rashford to Juventus?
Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, Juve always have money to spend and stuff like that. I don't know about him under Thiago Motta. Personally, that'd be an interesting move, but yeah, man,
we're gonna have to do a lot of deals, bro. Like we have so many players and contracts to offload that we're gonna take a lot of losses.
And that's my issue. That's the issue with United right now is we're gonna take so much losses and we're already in debt. How much money do we realistically have to spend?
So I'm saying we're gonna have to do a lot of deals where it's like, oh, okay, we'll give you the player that you really want, but you gotta give us this player, because we really want him to, and pay off like half of his remaining contract. Like that's the only way to get rid of a lot of these players. It really is, and that's one of the reasons why Osimhen will be a very difficult deal.
Osimhen?
As much as it's opportunistic, like it's a good opportunity, but it's like I wasn't prepared for this opportunity. Like something is on sale, but my bank account is very low. I still can't buy it. That TV that I really wanted, it's 75% off right now, but I'm not ready. That's the issue with us right now. That's why we're probably going to have to offload these players for whatever we can, and we're going to have to get a lot of smaller contracts. That's why when you really think of it, Xerxes, when he came in, we only gave Xerxes about 40K a week.
Yeah, you got more
That's
money.
A small contract for United. Even bro, Maino's making 25. I didn't even know that. Maino's making 25 and Ahmed is making 40. That's crazy. Our two best players are making the least money. No one is making less money in this team than Menu. That's a rookie contract, bro.
That's why Casemiro's gone in the summer. Ericsson's gone in the summer, so wages are going to be freed up. I think Anthony. There's a case that Anthony's going to be our highest wage earner very soon.
Oh,
him and Mason Mount.
Ericsson contract expires. Yeah, Lindelof.
And no one want Lindelof, bro.
No, I'm saying their contracts expire anyways.
Lindelof has been faking injuries to make sure that he does not get sold. This guy is making sure he's leaving on a free, bro. I promise you, that guy's making sure he's leaving on a free, bro. This guy is falling off stairs and stuff like that to make sure that he don't leave.
You know who we need a favor from? One last favor. Ronaldo. Listen, Ronaldo, we need one last favor for you. You know, we'll buy you a new jacuzzi if you do this favor. Go to the prince or to the king of Saudi Arabia. Be like, listen, I have a really good buddy that still lives in Manchester. Okay, he speaks Portuguese too. He's Brazilian. You know, he's on a big contract, but we can buy him out. You know, all top 4 clubs are owned by the king, anyways.
Yeah.
Be like, bro, listen, just put him on one of these teams. I want him to feed his family. That's the last. Listen, that is the last offer I'm asking you for, Ronaldo. I'll never bash you again. I'll call you the GOAT. I'll say you're the GOAT over Messi. But just get this guy out of the team. Oh my God. When we free up that 345K or whatever it is, and we get, bro, listen, I know Saudi don't spend that crazy money no more because they already built up their league. Give us a cheeky 30 million for it. Wallahi, if you give me 30 million for Casemiro, I'll be happy. 30 mil plus you get the 350K off. And now I don't have to watch that terrorist football in the midfield no more. Nah, bro. Wallah, I'll be happy. You know what? By the way, I'm tired of Said. Now, I'm going to say it right now. I know he's probably not even going to hear this or see this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I tuned into his stream earlier. I was like, let me see what Said is waffling about. Wallahi, Said was saying, let's start Casemiro over Menu. Wallahi, bro. And you know what's worse? He said, I don't know why Casemiro is not starting over Menu. What do you mean you don't know why? Menu, who's out of form, is better than Casemiro anyways. There is nothing that Casemiro will add to this midfield. And they're asking why he's not playing. Bro, you think it's a coincidence that Amorim came in and he looked at this guy? He was like, yo, I'm not fucking playing this guy in my midfield. That shit. He can't pass a ball.
Honestly, I don't know what the midfield is going to look like. That's another concern I do have long term. I don't know what the midfield pairing is going to be. Ugarte and Menu don't work together. That is clearly evident to see. That
small midfield as well.
Yeah, that midfield pairing does not work. It just doesn't.
Why don't you think it works though?
Neither of them are good enough passers, in my opinion. Especially Ugarte. Ugarte passing. I hate you so much. You can't. I don't think you can. He's a mod too.
You time him out then. 30 mil for Menu. Well, I brother have some shit. By the way, let me tell you something. This guy's club set us back about 2 years as well.
I hate them. This is why I say if you want to go on loan to them, and you want to go on loan to them, look at what they have done to us.
No, do you understand how much we contributed to this Chelsea team's success? We bought one of their most injury-prone players, who is an academy product, and we gave them almost 60 mil for him. We genuinely rebuilt their midfield. Like, I don't think people clock how much we contributed this. When Chelsea win the league in the next couple years, or if they win it this year, they should generally send a medal, like box up a medal, put it, you know, the jewelry boxes, and just send it to Manchester United. Be like, hey, here you go. Wallahi, I don't think people clock how much we helped them.
Bro, send us the Premier League bonus money, bro, or something like that. Just help us out, bro. Cause, bro, oh my God, bro, we're so broke.
Look at just saying Palmer signing doesn't happen without bro. You can translate it any way you want. Actually, you know what? I was about to say Havertz, but Havertz is not homegrown, bro. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer. Whichever way you want to think of it.
Enzo was before Mount.
No, but they got even if it is, they got the money right away. Anyway,
I would say I think Palmer and Lavia are directly contributing. Well. Palmer and Lavia are directly with them out because of the same summer.
Think of it. Generally, any way you want to put this, we got them at least one of these players.
I think Palmer.
Who deserve a medal for it?
I think it's Palmer and Lavia. Fuck Chelsea. That's why I say I hate Chelsea, bro. Look at what they're feeding off. They're basically they sold from us. Bro.
No, JJ, it's not even that we funded their player. We bought a washed-up academy product for almost 60 mil. 2 years later, I can't even get 60 mil for Rashford, who's done more in the Premier League than Mount. Nah, bro, Wallahi life is not fair, bro.
I told
See,
you.
now you piss me off again.
I told you we're not.
I was in a good mood,
We're
saying I'm ready for the storm. Fuck the storm now.
I told bro, it's not gonna be easy, bro. Bro, I hate losing. Every single time I see us lose, I get tight. I don't like losing. And yeah, long term, like I know short term pain for long term gain, yada yada. I keep saying that to myself, but bro, that short term pain just be hitting like a punch to the freaking chest right away, bro. It is so hard to watch, and it's like, bro, there's nothing to enjoy either. Like if I tune in, right, and there's like a couple shits to enjoy, but we lose, that's fine, bro. But there's nothing I'm enjoying right now watching this team, bro. Because Ahmad is getting double teamed because teams have realized that he's our only threat. So I'm not even getting anything.
They swarmed him crazy yesterday after them every time he got the ball. The ball goes to Dallo, no one does anything. The ball goes to Ahmad, everyone I saw 4 players would run at him before he even touches the ball.
So I'm not even getting my on my dribbles. I'm seeing Bruno trying to dribble. He just gets dispossessed. Garnacho comes on the pitch and just concedes goals for fun at this point because every single touch that he takes is absolutely piss poor. Hoyland is yelling at Ahmad half the time. Like, bro, Mainu sucks now. Like, bro, I'm not getting any enjoyment. Lenny Yoro is getting run right past by Cunha. Like, bro.
He cooked him up, but I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking at Mainu right now.
There was one time in the first half where he absolutely cooked him.
Yes,
and then he picked up a yellow. That's the one.
Yeah, I'm looking at Mainu. I'm like, bro, I think Mainu's a great talent, and I think he'll obviously be a great player. But I'm looking at the fit right now in this team, and I'm concerned. I'm like, I don't think he's a midfielder in an Amorim system, and I don't think he's good enough attacking wise to be a 10. So where does
he's insisting with him in an 8? So he sees something that we don't see.
Yeah, he's at 8, and so like, obviously, I think if Mainu can unlock a passing range, then everything gets solved. That's the one thing he's missing.
I think we have to play. Here's the thing: for Mainu to be that deep in the midfield for us when it's a midfield 2, I think the lines have to be a lot closer. Because I look at him as an example, and let's compare him to Pogba, because Pogba was the last time we had a very talented midfielder. If we had 40 yards in front of us of space, I trusted Pogba with the ball. Because it was one of 2 things. He's either going to ping a ball to someone on one of the corners, or he had that. The way Pogba used to run was a little bit weird. He had like that gallop about him. Like, he doesn't sprint, he just gallops across the pitch. But he was so tall that he covered the ground in lesser time than Mainu would. That was fine. I look at Mainu right now, I'm like, how does Mainu fit in the midfield? Your 10s, when they receive the ball off you, they can't be that far off you. They have to be closer. Because what Mainu could do is, when we get the ball, we're under pressure. He's press resistant. He passes the ball quick. He has a variety of passing in short ranges. 1, 2, 3, 4 passes. There you go. We're out of press. That's the only way he fits in a way like that. But when you look at who surrounds him, our left wing back can't play ball. Our 10 can't play ball. Ugarte, as much as he's a runner, and let's be honest, he's been very good for us so far in terms of off the ball. On the ball, he's very limited. And he has Lucha Libre playing in front of him, who, let's be fair, man, okay, he could pass. That's about it. Like, he generally does not get the right players around him. Neither do we play in a way where, like, it makes him thrive. I promise, if he links up with Cunha, as an example, Cunha takes the ball off him somewhere, and then goodbye, Cunha. You go do your thing where he did against us yesterday. We just run past everyone. No one, I don't think anyone would be talking about him like that. But then you have him, those triangles that he was doing with Bruno and Dallo yesterday were doing my mind. Like, my head was hurting me, bro. Because I didn't understand what was the plan. Mainu would be the only one who kind of slides in behind, gets the ball from Dallo, and then I'm like, what now? And there's just no answer from there. I was like, but what's the plan when you get the ball there? Nothing.
His issues here. We've gone from unlocking Pogba 7 seasons to now we are now gonna we're starting season 1 of unlocking Mainu.
But here's the thing. I'm not really panicking about him that much because it's one of 2 things. Either Amorim is gonna coach him to play in the way that he wants his midfielder to play in this system. He has the raw talent to do it. So he's either going to mold him into that.
I think it's more on Mainu. I think the system is like an issue and stuff like that. And he'll need a better midfield partner. But right now, I'm looking at. I think it's self-inflicted with Mainu right now. I think he's taking too many touches. I think he's trying.
Well, why is he taking too many touches? What did I just say 2 minutes ago?
No, but I think it's in his nature either way. He's the type of guy that likes that sometimes over dribbles, and that's something that's gonna have to get taken out of his game eventually.
But when he doesn't have link-up players that are on the same wavelength as him, you see that.
Yes, and
I've seen it with too many players.
The hope is if he gets better players around him, that the touches become less and less. That's the hope, right? But I look at him as the way that he likes to play football. He's the type of guy that likes to take a little bit too many touches, and he tries a little bit too many cute passes. Yes, sometimes it looks cool and everything like that. But Manu, not everyday little chip passes, bro. Sometimes on the floor. We not everyday lofted pass. We don't have to do that every single time. So,
I'll tell you this. You're absolutely right. I promise you. I promise a lot of people. Just wait until that rat. Forget the mice that are on the pitch. There's a lot of mice that we can't see at Old Trafford, but there's a rat, and that rat is bigger than New York rats. And he wears an armband and he runs on the pitch for 90 minutes doing fuck all. I promise you. Once the sky's out and he doesn't dictate the games as much as he do, and we're playing football according to how quick or slow he wants it to be, which, let's be fair, it's never slow. It's always 100 miles per hour. Once we get Master Splinter, there we go. Once we get him off the pitch and he can actually play on someone's wavelength, trust me. Look at Sancho, bro. As much as it's not even about us keeping him or not, but look at the minute he went to Chelsea and he's actually playing with players that can play to his tempo. Even if he's is not setting up the tempo, he can adapt to their tempo. Look at how he plays with Cucurella, bro. The amount of give and goes that he does with Cucurella every game, even if it leads to nothing, the ball is just moving between them until maybe Cole Palmer comes to them, lay it off to him. He'll do something. We actually don't have enough players that can do that. And we're playing according to one guy only. One guy decides how we play football, and it's Bruno Fernandez. And people I genuinely don't think people they don't understand how much this guy harms the team. They think because of GA is justified. Fuck that GA. Keep the ball, brother. Keep the ball. This team is actually worse than Louis van Gaal's team. And Louis van Gaal's team was so boring. How was Louis van Gaal's team better when we had Paddy McNair on the pitch? We had we had Blackett. We had Borthwick Jackson. Who else did we have? We had so many players that I've never seen before. And I'm like, who are these guys? And these guys played better football than this team.
This is definitely the worst United team ever. Like, I think this is the worst than the teams that got relegated in the 70s. Like,
some McDonough Cullen.
I'm ignoring. But
why would Will join the stream? Bro, time out, guys. Yo, JJ, do me a favor.
But yeah, nah, bro. I don't even know anymore, bro. I think, but we'll see what obviously, it's probably a sophomore slump. I don't like how much muscle he's put on though. Obviously, he's part of like the growth spurt and stuff like that. But I'm looking at nutritionists at United. That's why I say, bro, Omar needs to be hired as a chef and the nutritionist at Manchester United. I promise you, we're going places.
Bro, you know the worst thing about Omar being hired there.
Garnacho's gonna be.
There's a certain player that would never leave the club because of him.
Why he's just gonna be the nutritionist. He's not like he's gonna have a say, bro.
Bro, he's gonna hype him up to his employers all the time.
Omar give it up.
I don't trust Omar.
Omar give it up with Garnacho, but I promise you,
he is over it. To be fair,
everyone's over it, bro. He sucks. He generally just sucks, bro. He generally just sucks.
Guys, Omar is over Garnacho. That's how bad it's gotten. Omar, his number one fan, is over him right now. Like if Omar joins us soon and I don't see that picture frame, I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro, I generally think like the only people that support Garnacho still are like 17-year-olds that are just bombs on Twitter. That's about it.
And they don't understand football, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure when I was 17, I was supporting dumb players, though. I was like, oh, they're great.
So
who did I really like when I was 17 and I thought they were a good player and they're not? There was definitely some. Bro, I used to think Obertan is good.
Obertan is crazy.
I really thought, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Obertan was cool.
I thought Januzaj was gonna be the fucking next greatest thing ever. I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah, but you love Academy product. That's a little bit different. Who did I think was like amazing? I'm not gonna lie, I thought Nani was better than Gareth Bale when I was growing up.
Hey man, that 2010-2011 season type though.
I'm not gonna lie, that season I thought he was robbed of the PFA.
He was robbed. No, it's not like bro, he
so.
was robbed. Bro,
Now when I look back at it, Bale had a great season, bro. He had a crazy season.
Bro. 90 won the league too.
And he balled out. That was his best season ever for United.
Yeah, he won the league too. So it's like, bro. Back to the good old days, man.
Nacho Licha AV on Twitter are obnoxious. Bro, I don't answer him anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I'm gonna lie. If anyone on Twitter that goes in my comments with a footballer Avi and I don't know you, I just don't agree with you, bro.
Bro, someone like I forgot what someone said to me. Like they insulted me.
Yo, JJ, hit it with a 20-minute ban, bro. This video's not even gonna go on for 20 minutes more, but I don't care, bro. 30-minute ban, bro. 30-minute ban, bro.
I said something and someone insulted me and I was like, I clicked on their profile. Their name is what was it? The Butcher, and it was Lissandro. And my reply was just I just screenshot their name and their face and just put it there. That was it. Like that's all I have to say to you. That's you. That's your AV and your name talking to me.
Bro, it's like I just don't understand how bad, bro. I need Bruno and Gant. I need Bruno Gant tomorrow. Bro, the fact that Bruno is gonna outlast Rashford at this football club, do you know how much that pisses me off?
Who did more for United, Bruno or Rashford?
Rashford. I'm answering that.
Don't be biased. Think about it. Think about your answer.
It's Rashford.
Okay, tell me why.
15, 16, 18-year-old, restored some feeling, scored the winner against, I think, was it West Ham in the FA Cup, I think it was at that point. The goals, stuff like that. Europa League, the free kick against Celta Vigo in the semifinals. That was the winning goal of that tie. That was in the semifinal. We went on to win the shit, obviously. That penalty against PSG, hey man, that's our last good Champions League moment that we have as a football
bro.
club.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to know a secret? I actually teared up after that.
Bro, I thought we were back.
I'm not joking.
No, I thought we was back, bro. I was so gassed. I
teared up, bro.
That's our last good European moment. Like that's generally our last good European moment that we had. And then I think Rashford peaked higher. I think Rashford helped carry the team more. Like you remember that week we played Spurs in City, right? 1920, where we beat Jose's first game back at United, where he came back at Old Trafford when Ole patted him on the head when we went 2-1. Rashford was unplayable that day. Then that weekend at Manchester City when Martial came back into the lineup, the way him and Martial, Lingard, Rashford linked up and stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that. And obviously Bruno has helped with the club, and obviously he ended up being captain, and his career at United is a success no matter what. We can't take that away from him. But there's something. It's that thing about Rashford. I haven't even recorded since the interview came out with Rashford, to be fair. But it's the moments that Rashford gave you. It's the story, and people say, "Oh, story hype." But bro, at the end of the day, it's stuff like that like you love as a football fan. You love those kind of narratives, and if it was a different level, if it was a different regime at United, players like Rashford, Martial, Pogba, and I could even say Bruno, they're unlucky that they had to endure the worst parts of Man United in the modern day. And were they good enough to probably play in the old teams? No. But for example, if they had like a Fergie, for example, and wasn't the level of team, but they would have had a guy that like nurtured them and believed. Because forget about Bruno, Rashford, Martial, for me are the biggest crimes United have committed, and Pogba obviously, but for different reasons. But Martial and Rashford specifically, because of the age they came at United, they're the biggest crimes United have committed in the past decade, because those guys, you build a club around those three. We fumbled a core of Rashford, Martial, and Pogba. So what makes me believe that we can somehow get back on top? Because what are the chances we see players like that come through this football club again, and especially Martial and Pogba? What are the chances?
You gotta find out, Griggs.
But first of all, we're never getting a player like Pogba ever again. That's one of one. So forget about him. That's impossible. Martial, for example, right? Look at the strikers we signed since Martial.
Are you trying to depress me, bro?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. This is why we talk about the storm and the journey, bro. And this is why I feel bad for Amorim. Look at the core that Ten Hag left him with. Imagine Amorim got to. This is why fuck Jose too. Imagine Amorim had the opportunity to inherit a Pogba, a Martial, and a Rashford at the ages of 21, 18, and 18. Life would have been so perfect.
I used to boo Martial, bro, and now they see the difference.
Nah, first I never boo Martial. I have the jersey in the corner of the room right
No,
there.
not you. I said they used to.
They
Oh,
bro.
oh my god.
That's why I say, and this is why when Will says, "Why do you say fuck United?" This is why I say fuck United, because this club is the talent killer. They kill the joy of every single person that is associated with this football club. They've killed my joy. They've killed your joy. They've killed Omar. Omar is the happiest person on earth. Do you know how much it takes to make Omar a sad person? This guy exudes happiness, bro. This guy wakes up at 5 a.m. every day and he's happy. Yeah, when he watches United, he'll just text me, Staffy, CK, all the guys, yo, I'm over this. This is the happiest person on earth. And that's why I like hanging out with Omar, because that happiness, I'll be like, it makes you like a happier person too, like that energy. But I don't want to be around Omar when United play, because they depress him. And if they depress the happiest guy on earth, imagine what they're going to do to me and Staffy, who are living crash outs. Like, bro. It's like, bro, this is why I hate United. This club, I hate this football club. I genuinely hate this football club. I hate Rooney and Ronaldo. This is why I'm crashing like I said on WhatsApp. I signed a lifetime deal with a club that I don't deserve to be rooting for. This club does not deserve me, bro. I am a passionate fan. I give everything I do when it comes to sports. Staffy knows we're Knicks fans, bro. We've been in the trenches before. But I'd rather be in the trenches with a team that sucked when I first started rooting them, and then it's only up from there. It's so much worse when you were at the top of the mountain and then you went all the way down and you somehow got to find yourself to go back up, but there's no guarantee that you're going to climb back up.
You know what it is, Riz? It's always tougher to be born as a millionaire.
Yeah, it really is.
Lose all your money and then become a millionaire again. Versus if you were just broke, you were born broke and you became rich one day, it's easier.
Because with
I know what it was to be broke.
If the Knicks disappoint me, I can just be like, yo, you know what? I've seen so much worse than this. At least you guys are good. I'm happy you guys are good and you're making me happy. But with United, bro, I was king of the world. We were the best club in the world. Madrid, obviously the biggest club, but we were the best club in the world. When Ronaldo left us, he downgraded. When he went to Real Madrid, he genuinely downgraded. He went to a worse team than us. We were the top of the world. The only reason we weren't 4-time UCL champions and we did a 7P is because of a Drogba offside goal, City 115, and Messi being born. If Messi wasn't born, bro, the records that we would have would be way different. And now, bro, this is worse than when Liverpool went 30 years without a title, because Liverpool were never 15th place in the Premier League. Even when they were shit, they were still fighting top 4. We're dog shit. This is the worst season I'm seeing from a big club in the history of football.
It's the journey, Griggs. The journey of the window.
It's not Alex Hunter, FIFA 17. I don't give a shit about it.
But hear me out. We've tasted the success. We don't know what it is to be this low. Like, you want me to be honest with you? I have people telling me, "Oh, but you guys have been in a storm for 10 years." I'm not gonna lie, bro. It actually hasn't been that bad of a storm, and I'll tell you why.
No, it was light rain. It was light rain. It was light rain. Occasional thunderstorm.
Because you know why? But I'll tell you, you know why? Because there's about 15 other clubs in this league that would have took our last 10 years.
But anyway.
Yeah. There's about 15 clubs that would have took our last 10 years. If you go to most clubs in the Premier League, outside of
Arsenal will take our last 10 years.
Yeah, actually,
we have a European trophy
because they would have had a European trophy in it. They already had the FA Cups, but they would have a European trophy as well. There's about 15 teams that you would go to them, and they would have had our last 10 years. It just was shit to our standard, because it's like you went from a billionaire to a millionaire. It sucks. But you're still living better than about 99% of people. We had so many trophies. We just didn't have the league. So we're like, yeah, that sucks. Bro, we were making Champions League every other year. I seen Arsenal go 6 years without a Champions League. 6-7 years. And people think that was the storm. I'm not going to lie. This is the real storm. Like, this is the real trenches. When we don't get into the Champions League for about 4 years in a row. When we have to get rid of... It's not like we have any world-class players now, But it's like when we get rid of all of our best players and we have to go a season or two without having any quote unquote world class players. That is real trenches. That's something I never got to see, Griggs. Bro, we're about to be in a relegation battle. I get to be RSM and Ahmed of 2 years ago. Like, imagine that. I don't know what it is to be 12th place until now.
We're not 12 for 15, bro. We're not 12 for 15.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, we're probably still gonna finish higher than that. Like,
I'm being dead ass. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. But let's be honest. Like, I know people are saying relegation, bro. I'll be real with you. Like, there's actually there's teams that can't buy a win. Like, they generally can't buy a win.
We can't buy a win.
Okay, Greece, but it's just over the last 5 games. Like, let's be honest. At some point, we'll catch form and we'll at least win 3 in a row. There you go. Relegation teams would beg for 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing road to 40 points. Yo, nah.
No, I'm telling you, like, it's not gonna get to that point. But like, bro, we are witnessing, Griggs. We are witnessing a complete dismantle of this team right in front of our eyes, and this is something we've wanted for a while. And that's why last year I didn't want Europe. It got postponed by a year. It is what it is. Maybe one day people will listen to me more. But now we get to do it a year later. Bro, this is equivalent of us trading away Melo. Remember that? That's when the rebuild started in the Knicks. We're like, you know what, bro?
You know how shit the Knicks were until after Melo left?
But to be fair, here's the thing. We are doing what the Knicks did when they traded away Melo. However, the reason it took us longer as the Knicks to come back is because when we dismantled the team, we ended up in the next 3 years or whatever making shitty draft picks.
Who's my Chris?
We're getting Ntilikina and fucking what's his name? What's the guy? Obi Toppin and them guys. Like, we should have been back quicker. We just made dumb moves, and that's why we ended up getting Leon Rose and all these people. United right now are about to do a Knicks. I don't want to disrespect Bruno and disrespect Carmelo and call him Bruno, but he's our version right now of getting rid of that big player.
Just say Rashford.
When that happens, and we have that Graham Potter season where a bunch of NPCs are being signed and we have no whole idea who they are, and we're gonna rely on mediocrity, bro. I'm excited. Imagine the watch-alongs on my channel, bro. Imagine the crash outs I'm gonna have. Bro, we're about to go through a journey, Griggs, and you're not excited. I cannot believe that you're not excited.
This is not the Odyssey, Staffy. I don't care about the Christopher Nolan movie that's coming out in 2 years. Well, I'm the Odyssey and I'm straight on the island. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care.
Wait, Griggs. You ever seen these videos where, like, Mr. Beast or whatever, they'll do these videos where, like, oh, like, they're gonna live in this random city for like 10 days with a budget of like whatever, and they live broke over it. Like, that type of shit. That's new to them. Because they're like, yo, we've been like millionaires for a while. Now I get to see how it is to be fucking poor. We've been rich. We were rich. Now let's live poor a little bit. Experience the poor life.
Yo, call me a spoiled brat then. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to do this. I just want
I know you don't want to. I know you don't. I'm not saying you want to. You don't want to. I get it. You don't want to. But it's an experience that you'll probably never get to live it again.
I don't want to experience that at all. I don't even want to have the thought of it.
You don't have to want it.
No, I
but
don't
you can
want
accept
to
it and just enjoy it as you go. Because we have to go through it anyways.
Bro, and the worst part is that we have to just come on here and we have to talk about it. That even makes it so much worse.
That's amazing.
No, it's
not. Did you forget how good the Chelsea content was under Graham Potter? It was constant crash outs. It was beautiful.
Constant crash out. I just want to enjoy my team and talk about it with my subscribers. That's all I want to do.
Well, that's not gonna happen. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go on hiatus for 3 years?
Come into my chat and tell me, Griggs, relax. It's freaking 55 degrees outside.
You know what, Griggs? There's 2 ways to do this. You either enjoy it and just go with it. Look at me. I'm wearing. Why do you think I'm wearing this hat? It's because it's cold. It's snowing. It's raining. There's thunder. I'm about to put my puffy jacket on, and I'm gonna continue my walk in the storm. You can either hide for 3 years, come back when you're decent again.
I'll talk about my personal experience with weather. I've been in New York 17 years of my life, right? But I've always hated winter for a reason. Because I'm not built for New York winters. I was born on an island. I'm built for summer. I'm warm-blooded. I'm built for the sun. That's what I'm built for, right? I'm built for the island life. I'm not built for the winter life.
There is no sun on island right now. So what do you want to do? You can, okay, as I said, you can take a hiatus for 3 years, and I'll ring you when things are good again. or you just enjoy it as you go?
I want to crawl in a hole and cry at what I'm watching.
All right, go ahead and do that, and I'll walk with the men. The men are gonna lead the line in the storm.
There's no journey. There's no bro thinks we're Arrow, we're Oliver Queen. We're stranded on Lian Yu. Well, you know, we actually are stranded on Lian Yu. We're stranded in purgatory. We're stranded in hell right now. That's what we are. We were setting on a nice little cruise, right? And then we hit a little stumbling block called the Glazers. But then you know what? We fixed the boat and we continued on the cruise with Sir Alex Ferguson. And we were riding. Ronaldo joined, Rooney joined. We were top of the world. And then the storm started, right? And then the boat started drifting. JJ hype, bro. We were drifting. And then all of a sudden, a guy named Ten Hag gets appointed. And then the storm gets heavier and heavier. He spends 100 mil on Anthony. He spends 60 mil on Mount. And bro, the storm is really.
That wasn't a real storm. You had an FA Cup in that.
Last year was a storm. Do not tell me that last year was a storm. Last year was a storm.
The fact
last
that we
was a category 2
trophy shows you how much.
Last year was a category 2 that eventually stopped for 24 hours. Right, that category 2 it stopped for 24 hours for the FA Cup final, and then the moment the FA Cup final ended, the category 2 returned. Right now, we are in a category 5. We are facing mass extinction right now. We are on the threat. Not. Yes, we are. We are facing mass extinction right now.
This is the best storm that we're gonna, bro. Is gonna be the harshest, but it's going to be
iceberg that destroyed the Titanic. Yes, I know. We're gonna have to tear it all apart and start from the beginning.
Great storm. You are not seeing the bigger picture. This is what I'm preaching on YouTube. And no one wants.
Staffy, I understand. I know what the bigger picture is. There's one thing though. That bigger picture that you have painted, there's one thing about sports. There is no guarantee in sports.
That's why the journey, Griggs. That's the beauty about this.
Honestly,
I
would rather just be 4th place and 3rd place.
So you want us to do more of what we were doing over the last 10 years?
No, I don't. No,
those are the 2 options. You either be just there or thereabout, finish 4th one time, 3rd one time, 2nd one time, pick up an FA Cup, pick up a Europa League, or you could be like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking starve myself to the point where I can't, I can't handle it no more. But it's gonna benefit me more.
All right, bro. Do you generally believe in Omar Barada's vision that we can win the Premier League by 2020?
It's not that I believe. I hear what they're saying. Right now, you can only have faith, or you could just quit. Because there's nothing tangible for me to show you right now that this is going to work. So it's all faith. Okay? There's nothing tangible, nothing statistically, nothing I could show. I can't show you something in the screen right now where I'm like, hey, this is what we're going to become one. Because I can't see it. I haven't seen
that they deserve
Murata actually do that before. I haven't seen INEOS do that before. I have to, as a fan, and if you want to be an Omar and believe and look at it in a positive way and be a glass half full, you got to believe that at least we're taking the right steps. We don't know if it's going to happen, but for once we're taking the right steps.
I understand that. No, we're taking the right steps. I agree with that. But my issue is United don't deserve my faith. I'm going to be real. United don't deserve my faith. I'm going to be 100%. This club does not deserve my faith right now. And I have no faith in them. When I'm being real when I say this, United have generally broken me. I am a broken person. I am generally a broken person. You know me best. I am a very emotional person. United have generally broken me. I am defeated. I have nothing to hope for. Bro, I'm out here criticizing Manu, a guy that I absolutely love. That's my son right there. United have generally broken me. I have nothing to believe in. I genuinely have nothing to believe in. Amorim is a great coach.
It works in cycles. Even Milan, as bad as they are right now, they won a league 2 years ago.
Bro,
we're not going to stay shit forever.
If United win the Serie A, I genuinely believe United would have won a league title too. But we're not. When the Premier League, when I look at our contemporaries, I look at Chelsea, who somehow have unlimited money. I look at Liverpool, who, you know what? Fuck Liverpool fans and fuck Mike Doss specifically because they want to talk about FSG. You know what? FSG let Klopp left, and FSG helped build such a good squad that the next manager that took over just continued on. That's what FSG have built up. The Glazers, what I talked about earlier in the video, every single coach that leaves Man United leaves the squad in a worse state. Other than when Jose left Man United, right? When Jose left Man United, I think the squad was in a better state because you still had some really great talent, that you just need another coach to platform. And obviously, Ole was the wrong choice, right? We needed a higher level coach, but the squad was still good enough. You had high level, capable players. Other than that, Moyes left the squad in a worse state for Van Gaal. Van Gaal left the squad in a worse state for Jose. Ole left the squad in a worse state for Mourinho because everyone was leaving on a free. And what Ten Hag left for Amorim is an absolute disgrace to the human race. So I look at that. I look at United. Yeah, we'll wrap up soon. But what's it called? We don't have my Michael. Omar Barada better be my Michael Edwards. I swear to God, Omar Barada better be my Michael Edwards. I swear to God. I'm not asking you to find me Mo Salah level talent. I'm not asking you to find me Virgil van Dijk. I'm not asking you to find Sadio Mane, because that's what Liverpool accomplished and we're able to find in the market is once in a generation. That is lucky. That is lucky beyond belief. And I hate that look happened to Mike Doss and his stupid football club. Why couldn't that look happen to me? But honestly, I might not be ready for a storm. Bro, I am ready. I am crashing out right now. I cannot do. United have broken me. I have no faith. Yo, you know what? This is why we should have done the storm 10 years ago. We should have had this storm 10 years ago because
so you want to delay it any further?
No, I don't want to delay it any further. But
there you go.
It was better to do it
together.
It was better to do it when I was a happier person. And you know what? We were dominant. The cycle ended. Let's try to restart the cycle as quickly as possible. Instead, we try to paper over the cracks. And I agree. There is no longer time to paper over cracks, which is why we should not sack Amorim. But, bro, I have no faith. I don't have faith in INEOS. And I don't have faith. I genuinely think Manchester United are cursed, bro. I don't think there's anything that I don't know if it's digging up the hyena from Old Trafford. Maybe we have to freaking burn Old Trafford to the goddamn ground for us to become good again. Maybe too much freaking.
Chelsea started bad. Look, remember how bad they started? They kept Tuchel. What's his name? Bowley didn't want Tuchel. He got him sacked. Remember when they sacked the whole board and people were upset? They got rid of Peter Cech and them.
Oh, they had $1 billion to spend.
Okay, good. The financials, I get it. The financials is the only difference. I'm talking about decision making. They got a lot of wrong decisions in the beginning, and it was looking bad. And I'm not just talking about hiring a foreign manager.
Yo, Staffy, if you told me that United had $1 billion to spend right now, then I would honestly believe. But right now, I'm looking at a club that's dead ass more broke than us. United are right now have a cup out. United have a cup and are asking for spare change. That's what United is right now.
I get it. But this is what makes this journey more interesting for me. Like, bro, like you don't understand. No, Griggs, you think I'm joking. Wallah, you don't understand how intrigued I am to watch how, like, you know when you start a movie and you have no idea like what's gonna happen.
See the movie versus real life. This is real life emotions we're playing with here. This is my emotions you're playing with.
But this is why you need to prepare your emotions, bro. You know where I'm gonna be, Griggs. I'm gonna be live on Staffy TV, doing watch-alongs, doing as many streams as I can, and we're gonna be we're gonna be taking it in game after game. We're just gonna be calm, bro. I'm low key, guys. You don't understand. I'm gonna be so calm and positive. I'm about to get into my Igal era. Like you guys don't get that. Imagine me moving like Igal. That's crazy, bro. I'm gonna be the one that's sitting there and calming down people.
What I say yesterday,
people crash out, guys.
No disrespect to Igal. No disrespect to Igal, great guy and everything. But bro, if I ever act like a guy where I'm just a hyper positive guy, even though there's nothing to really be hyper positive about, and I'm gaslighting, bro.
I'm not gonna be hyper positive. I'm gonna be the calm guy that's just trying to calm everyone down.
Cancel my channel.
Just comes over like, guys, okay.
Cancel my channel. Cancel me, bro. Cancel me if I ever become like that, bro. Just cancel me. I don't want. Just cancel me, bro. Great guy and everything.
It's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad on you, Griggs, when everything goes to being well eventually, and you're gonna be like, oh damn, I should have stayed a little bit more composed. You know what? You're acting like Griggs, and I've never been that person. You know when someone passes, and there's always the people that are crashing out at the funerals. There's the people that stay composed because there's too many people crying. That's me. When someone dies, I'm at a funeral and too many people crying. I'm like, nah, keep it together. Too many people crying. The women are crying. The kids are crying. Relax. Right now, I feel like that. I feel like, bro, everyone is suffering. We're at war right now, and we're at war with ourselves. So you either stay calm.
I can't stay calm.
And
I'm not a calm person. I'm a crash out.
You gotta help. You gotta put your emotions.
This is built in my DNA.
You don't think I'm emotional? I'm emotional as fuck, but I know when to sometimes control my emotions.
I don't. I unfortunately don't. Maybe it's because you're older than me. Maybe it's that.
But that's definitely a factor. I'll tell you that, because maybe a few years ago it wasn't like that. But right now, Griggs, I told you. What did I tell you earlier? I said no more trying to paper over the cracks. We got to tear this wall down.
I don't want to paper over.
Either grab a shovel and some cement and fucking help this wall, or you sit there and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna get to work. It might take me longer because I'm one of the few people doing the work, but I'm gonna do it anyways. But later on, I'm not gonna lie. When the fruits are ready, and you want to just harvest, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'll be ready for that.
Yo, Johnny, I'm about to climb out of YouTube, bro. You can't hype for EFL, bro. If I ever see United in the championship, you're not ready to see the crash out that I'm about to do. If United ever get
Johnny Hill, okay, let's think of the positives of that. We're gonna win a trophy. We're gonna win a league trophy.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you should get the fuck out of here, bro. Look at this freaking Egyptian New Jersey in front. No. This guy's trying to look into positives into getting relegated. This is big man United we're talking about. Well, can you find some shame, please?
I'm not trying to get relegated. I'm saying if it does
happen. Can you find some shame, please? Can you really, seriously, please find some shame?
If we get relegated, it's not like we're not coming back the year after.
No. Be real. If you be real, match day 38, you see United get relegated. What's your first reaction?
No, I'll probably shed some tears because of how bad we've gotten.
Yo.
I told you, Griggs, when everyone's crying at a funeral, I hold it together.
If I ever see United get relegated, honestly, I don't know what I would do if United ever got relegated. I generally don't know what I would do. I think first of all, I would have to go to work and take PTO right away. I would have to take a week off work. I'm being dead ass. I would honestly.
We'd never get relegated. We're too big to get relegated. They would literally tell the refs.
You know what I realized?
The Premier League is gonna phone up the refs and tell them to give us penalties every game until we make it.
You know what I realized? I realized that is not that might not be true. I generally don't think United are too big to get relegated anymore. I generally don't.
You understand how bad it would hit the Premier League if one of their two top dogs.
You know what? But think about the championship. This they'll have a triple effect.
No one's watching the championship internationally, bro.
If Man United are, I promise you.
Championship even on Paramount.
Yeah.
Come on.
You think CBS? CBS is gonna start streaming the games.
Bro, trust me. If that ever happens, we're gonna get a penalty every game, like Argentina did.
Look, I'm being dead. If United get relegated, I would have to take a week off work. I would have to go on vacation. I would generally have to go reassess my life. I would have to go into mourning. It would be like this, bro.
I'm trying to give the subscribers something positive to think about, and you're just sitting here talking about relegation.
Because
don't worry, guys. I'll go live more, so you don't have to listen to Griggs.
No. You know what? My subscribers have to come to terms with reality, and the reality.
I'm gonna have to rethink doing Staffy X Griggs on my channel. If there's any chance I bring it back, maybe I won't now.
This makes great content for Staffy times Griggs because you're about to have two polar opposites.
I can't have you act like that.
What do you mean? No. This makes for great first of all content because we're polar opposites right now, and two opposite. I
can't believe you can't see what I'm seeing. I genuinely can't believe it. I'm actually
I know what you're seeing. My issue is that I don't want to believe in it right now because I don't have any faith left in me. This is what I'm trying to tell you to understand. United have broken every single part of me to the bone. I don't have anything to believe in. I generally believe Manchester United is cooked for eternity right now. That is my thought process of United. I don't know when we're going to be good again. I don't, and that scares me. I generally don't know when we're going to be good again. I look at a team that's why I said, if you told me that United had Chelsea money to spend, I would be absolutely happy. I'd be doing all the hopium and the copium that Chelsea fans had a couple of years ago when they told us, don't worry, we're going to spend our way out of this and we'll eventually be good. Do I trust United to be shrewd in the market? A football club that has broken what transfer market means in the past decade. Do I trust that club, that same club, to be shrewd in the market and find me gems? Do I trust this club to be real miners and dig out them gems? Or do I trust this club to create more of a freaking hellhole and keep causing damage to society? Because that's all United have done in football society in the past decade. All they've done is cause damage after damage after damage. They have not been any help to football in the past decade, other than to rival fans to have them make fun of us. But to United fans, Staffy, what have United done in the past decade to help you? Please tell me.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at the past decade no more, Griggs.
But that's the thing
It's
with
a new
history.
chapter for me.
That's all I have to look at. Until I have something to believe in, to look into the new chapter, I'm gonna look at the past as my.
But that's a pessimistic way to look at things.
As my evidence.
Because I had a bad day today doesn't mean tomorrow I'm gonna have a bad day again.
It's not just a bad day though. It's a bad decade. It's a bad 10 years.
Yeah, I get what
That's
you're
a
saying,
long
but
time. Because
Yeah, but
Staffy, soon we have kids that are getting that do not remember United winning a Premier League title.
yeah, look at Will.
Exactly. Will wasn't watching football the last time United won a league title.
Like Will generally thinks United always been shit.
When you have kids
Look at JJ.
and you make them
Wallahi,
support
JJ.
United,
Wallahi, W's, bro. What a
to
guy.
look forward to the next decade. But the thing is, when I look at United right now, I don't have anything to look forward to. I can't name you 5 good players at the football club.
Griggs, this is what faith is about.
Right now, I have no faith, bro. Maybe my faith gets in.
You either find some faith or you're just gonna stay like that.
Maybe if United sign Cunha in January, I'll have a little faith. The faith will start building up.
I have faith that they'll get more decisions right than wrong than we did over the last 10 years.
I mean, that's not hard. That's generally not hard. I'm gonna be real.
Exactly. There you go. And that's what I was gonna say. I promise you guys, we will not get everything right. We will get so much. We already got one of them wrong, which is hiring Dan Ashworth, because clearly they didn't come to agreement on.
Forget that. We kept Ten Hag. That was the first.
That mistake led to that one. So that's what I'm saying. Dan Ashworth was the first one, because clearly the guy came in, recommended Southgate to us, kept Ten Hag for us, signed probably a couple signings that the board didn't want, and then they got rid of him. So that was the first mistake. But guess what? You have to get a lot of wrong to get a lot of right. And that's how it's gonna be, bro. We're gonna do a lot of things, and we're if we overreact on every wrong decision, then we're never gonna get nowhere. Because guess what? Under the Glazers, we got so much wrong, and we didn't know until it was actually like very evidential that it was wrong. Like we made so many signings that we loved at the time, and we thought, "Oh my god, look at this great signing!" And how many of them ended up being duds? Like we're gonna sign so many players that are gonna be buns, but for every like 5 signings, we're gonna get like 2 of them right. And that's how football is, bro. That is like look at Chelsea, bro. I keep using Chelsea. Look at Arsenal. How many of their signings ended up being shit for you to find a couple good signings? That's just like how it is, bro. Like that's how football is. The only thing is that we have different people that are making decisions. That's the only thing that I can guarantee you guys. The people that are making decisions are different now. And I'm not gonna lie, the people before them, their success rate in their decisions was so low that if you put me and Griggs in charge right now, we'd probably have a better success rate than them. Because that's not because how good we are, that's just like how bad they were. So the fact that we're getting Omar Barada is making decisions now, I can guarantee it will be, even if it's 5%, 10% better than what we had before, that by itself is an improvement. And the fact that we have a manager that is willing to rip it. The last time we had a manager that was willing to rip it all up was Louis van Gaal. The difference between Louis van Gaal and Amorim is that Louis van Gaal didn't have the club on the same wavelength as him. He was thinking of the bigger picture they were, because they were not good enough. They were not competent enough to make footballing decisions. That is the difference. Amorim, at least from what he tells us, because Louis van Gaal told us these guys are a joke. They run the club like a commercial club. Amorim is saying we have the same image. I just got to take what they say. I trust Amorim, and I trust what he said. And he said we all have the same image. Khalas, I'm going to trust you, Amorim. You said that, I trust you. You look like someone who understands what they're doing, and you look like someone that wouldn't lie. I don't think Amorim would have spent a day in this club if he thought this board, when they hired him, they're more about commercial than they were about football.
No, I agree. It's not more about
football. I gotta take these things. I'll be like, you know what? I'll build some faith on your word, because that's all I could do. Because your words are not tangible. You're talking to me about what will happen. So I can't
agree with that, because
I can't put that into a picture yet.
As we wrap up, obviously, like if the club were, I agree with that. The club are clearly not going commercial route, because if we were, we wouldn't be firing all these people to do budget cuts. And INEOS are like that in all kind of business that they do. They have some model that like if they think like someone's not really important and they're not really a key factor, then there's no point in them being there, right? That's why because United were overstaffed. That is true. That is also true, by the way. Obviously, it's sad. It's no. I don't want to see people lose their jobs and stuff like that. But United were overstaffed. They had jobs that had no business being a job in the current football market, right? Which is fine. But at the end of the day, this is where I'm gonna my last message to INEOS. You're doing all this right now. All I'm gonna say is you better make sure it's worth it. Otherwise, all you're gonna be looking like is a bunch of mugs. And right now, that's what they're looking like. Obviously, it could obviously change, but we'll see. Maybe obviously, what's it called? We'll see with the storm and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna be like we're not gonna get relegated. I am overreacting about that. It has to be impossible. It generally has to be impossible. But the fact is, United are at like I started the show. United are rock bottom right now. This is rock bottom. We cannot get worse than this. We are at rock bottom. It is only up from here, theoretically. How many climbs it's gonna take? How big the mountain is? I don't know. It could be Mount Everest.
It's a big mountain, Griggs.
It's looking like Mount Everest.
I got my hiking boots on.
It's looking like Mount Everest. And you know what? I think there's only been like 8 people that have climbed Mount Everest before. Staffy might have to be the 9th. Who knows? But I don't know. Obviously, we're still going to be here after every game. What reactions and stuff like that. That's all I could do. And hopefully just it gets better. But it is going to get worse before it gets better. And I do have to stick along for the journey. The Staffy says, like, I'm the fucking Odyssey and shit like that. But while I'm on the journey, you're going to see an angry Griggs. It's like I'm a kid that's getting forced against their will by Staffy, pretty much. It's like the mom that takes their kid out or the dad that takes their kid out to grocery shopping that he don't want to go do. He just wants to be at home playing PS5 and stuff like that. That's what Staffy's basically forcing me to do right now. So, yeah.
I'm just trying to bring you in for the journey with me because I know what you're gonna miss out on. I know what you're gonna miss out on. Trust me, bro. You know what? Actually, you know what? I just clocked it. You know why I'm more composed about this? And it's 100% because of age as well. Griggs, you don't get it. I've worked for some companies where they were absolute dog shit, and I worked with companies that are like top notch. Like I've seen how bad an institution can be, and I've seen how good an institution can be, and it's just like I've got all different flavors of experiences. Like, bro, this one comment here, by the way, from Johnny saying, why the fuck the Christmas party cost 250K? By the way, that is insane. You know what, Johnny? That's probably the last point, bro. I generally, bro, understand why this guy's doing all these cost saving things. Briggs, I swear to God, there's 2 companies that I worked for. They were back to back as well. I left one for the other. The first company I worked for when it was Christmas. Our Christmas party is that we catered food and pizza and shit in the kitchen that we had in the office, and that was it. That was our Christmas party. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't do nothing. Then I worked for another company. Our Christmas party, they rented out Dave & Buster's in Times Square. You know the Dave & Buster's that's there? They rented Dave & Buster's for a day for us. Look at the difference. Do you understand how expensive it is? For people who don't know, to buy anything in Times Square, let alone to rent a whole arcade. And when you talk about Dave & Buster's, you're talking about, bro, that shit is like 2 floors, bro. 2-3 floors. They rented the whole thing for the whole day. Free alcohol, free food, free everything. That is the difference. This is why when they do cost savings, imagine United right now being as shit as they are. They're trying to do that equivalent of it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the thing. The thing is, it's because we're bad right now that it looks worse. It's like,
which is fine, bro. But everyone, this is the suffering that they're talking about.
But yeah, and that's my last message. This is to the match going fans. This is to the Saids of the world, the double A's of the world. When it comes to Amorim, and we're gonna keep losing games, right? It's gonna be bad. And at some point, I do think there is the chance that the old Trafford fans do like somewhat start to turn on him and stuff like that if the results get bad, because you know how they are. If you think I'm reactionary, look at those guys, right? So they're the forget about me and Staffy. We're just small pawns in this shit right now. Those guys go to games. Those guys have a bigger influence and stuff like that. Fan reaction at stadiums counts way more than whatever you see on YouTube. if those guys are the ones that are gonna have. Staffy, you want to talk about your journey? You forget about recruiting me. It's those guys that you really have to recruit because those guys are the ones that, if you want to have a successful journey, they're the ones that are gonna have to help you spearhead it. So if those guys
they back Ten Hag. If they back Ten Hag, they can back anything.
Bro, this
To
guy's
be
singing
fair,
Viva
now that I'm
Garnacho.
thinking about it, I hope he
They
gets
sing
them the
Viva
shitty
Garnacho.
trophies just so they can shut up. Yeah,
They sing Viva Garnacho, bro.
Yeah, they can back Garnacho. They can't back this manager. They're too faithful, bro. At least this time, I hope they back him because I know this guy's right. You know, I told them on American Waffle I'll never turn on Amorim, and they didn't believe me.
Honestly, I don't know what it would take for me to turn on Amorim because the squad is so bad. I think for me to turn on Amorim, it would have to be he got like a couple transfer windows, and we're playing this bad. Then I'll be like, yo, maybe you're just not good enough. But I can never turn on a manager that never had a transfer window, which is why I look at Chelsea fans that turn on Graham Potter and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe Graham Potter wasn't going to be the solution, but to turn on a manager that had no transfer window for me is absolutely crazy. Because, especially at least with Potter, you could be like he inherited a better squad and stuff like that, and he had a boy that was ready to back him. Like they spent money for him. Amorim is coming into midseason with a completely different system, a squad that he had no say in, a squad that he didn't want to join right now. He wanted to wait till the summer so he can get a proper backing right away and not have to be the struggle. But yeah, Staffy, make Marcel your spokesperson. Oh, he'll definitely follow.
I don't think I'm not gonna lie. I'll never be that delusional. But listen, Marcel, bro.
Are you ever pulling up in a suit for Amorim?
No, I don't like suits in general.
All right, the nicest attire that you like to wear. Are you ever pulling up in that for Amorim?
For Amorim, I mean, what's the occasion? Did we win something?
No. When you have to really defend them, let's say it gets way worse.
Oh no, I'll show up for Amorim anytime, bro.
All right.
I'll promise you guys this: you'll never hear me say Amorim out.
Right. You heard on Staffy TV. You heard on here.
Trust me, you'll never.
You're not need to see that. Absolutely not. That is.
It could reach a point where I might, let's say, in God forbid, it gets to a point where I'm like, yeah, I don't believe in this manager and what he's been doing, and I've had enough of a sample size to think he's not the guy. I won't say Amorim out because for a guy like him, I'm a very good judge of characters, and I look at the way this guy speaks, and his football knowledge. For him to ever get it bad to a point where like it's not working, I'm gonna have to look at so many things that led to this point and in his surroundings, than to blame him. Because I could see what I could see what he's done in a smaller club, at least financially in Sporting, and compared to the teams over there, the Benficas and the Portos of their league. For him to go in and do that, and then if he comes in here and he completely fails, I'm gonna look more at his surroundings than him. I'm gonna come to a point where I'm like, yeah, I know maybe now he needs to go because everything just went to shits. But I'm gonna be like, how did you turn this absolute gem of a manager into this? It's like you ever seen, and this is maybe a little bit of an extreme comparison or analogy. You ever seen a girl that's so fucking beautiful and she starts dating one guy that maybe like he's one of your friends or whatever, and she becomes so toxic and she becomes so miserable, and like you could tell in every aspect of her life she gained weight, and like you can see the stress and the bags under her eyes, and you're like, bro, you are so toxic. Look what you did to this absolute beauty. This is how I'm looking at Amorim. If Amorim ever just becomes that version of a manager, I'm gonna look at this club. I'm like, what the fuck did you do to him? How did he become this?
That's why I said, I told you. Like, I'm ending with this.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll probably be like, yeah, it's time to go. But then when he leaves, I'll be like, all right, so which one of you guys did this?
Yeah, we're basically saying that for the players that we've been saying it for the longest, the Rashford, the Martial, the Pogbas. Again, we're ending with this. United, the institution of toxicity. That is United. Institution of toxicity. To get rid of that toxicity, I don't know if that's even possible because we're such a big club in terms of fan base and stuff like that. You have contradicting opinions. Basically, like, for example, me and Saeed at times, me and Ash, me and Double A, Staffy and Saeed, Staffy and Musa. So like that. So yeah, it was a nice little 2-hour therapy session. Staffy times Griggs on Griggs Talks. That's probably the first time you've ever seen that.
Should have switched to my profile and did that.
But actually, honestly, might as well have. So thank you to the people that stayed here.
Now. Look at this.
They would do.
I don't think people understand that we actually share the same account. account, so everything is here. Where is it?
Yeah, literally. That's why I said when I told Staffy, you don't need an invite. You can literally just click join link and you're here. I don't need to send you a link. So yeah, this is what makes me believe in Amorim. Like, this is what makes me believe in Amorim. This guy, funnily enough, when Amorim joined Sporting, they were in a far worse situation than we are now. Like I said, fans were fighting players. Like, just imagine Said is waiting outside Bruno's crib to fight him.
To be fair, Said is getting to that point. He's calling out everyone in the car.
Said is getting to that point. But
and he's right now, in the car.
Right now, that's theoretical. That's hypothetical from Said right now. But in Sporting in Lisbon, it actually happened. Rafinha and that, like, Rafinha was still there and stuff like that. They were ready to fight. That is where he joined, and he fixed that within a year. Obviously, he's not fixing United within a year. This is a whole different challenge and stuff like that. Way harder league, way different conditions. But it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I don't know when our next win is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Newcastle, Liverpool. I don't know when our next win is, but fuck it, man. You know, maybe he is Van Gaal 2.0, and maybe he wins that. What if Amorim breaks the Anfield streak? What if? Let me say something right now. If Amorim wins at the Etihad and the Anfield in the same season, I don't care that we finished 13th place. I'm gonna be real. That shows to me he's legit.
I'm gonna be real with you. Where are we playing Newcastle? We're away, right?
Now we're home. It's Old Trafford.
We're leaving with something against Newcastle, and we're losing a respectable game to Liverpool.
Staffy, you know what our midfield is on Monday?
No, Bruno.
No Ugarte either, bro. Casemiro starting.
Yeah, no.
You believe that we're getting something with Casemiro?
Faith, Griggs.
Oh, it's just such a capper, bro. I hate you so much. But yeah, no.
I trust my manager to find a solution. Hey, you can't argue with that answer. I'm just saying I trust him to find an answer. Can you argue that?
No, that's up to you. But no, yeah, but it was a fun little stream.
Menu.
I hate that.
Casemiro.
I hate that pivot. We saw that against everything.
Played that midfield was against Everton. I'm not gonna lie.
It was bad. It was bad. We won 4-0, but it was bad. And that's why I hate when people. That's why I hate when people say, "Oh, we won 4-0 with that midfield pivot." I'm like, bro, that was probably our worst game of control under Amorim. We did not have possession at all.
So, yeah, it was bad. You know what? And one more before you wrap up. I hope Leicester get relegated because these guys are making me hate Ruben Van Nistelrooy right now. They generally think the 3 wins we had with Van Nistelrooy was amazing. They're like, oh, but the midfield worked. No, the fuck it didn't. All we did was pack the fucking midfield. We said, yo, Ugarte, Casemiro, you play in that midfield. I'm here for 4 games. You get in that midfield. Anyone that comes close to us, kick the shit out of them. Fucking boot the ball forward. Defend for your lives. And if we win, we win. It was shit football. It was horrible. It was nothing different than Ten Hag. Other than they just probably respect Rude more. So they're like, you know what? We're playing for this guy. It's the only difference. Only fucking difference. I want Rude to do well, but the way these guys are gloating this guy, like we weren't playing shit football under him. Come on. Yeah, Rude get relegated, so I don't have to hear about you no more.
Rude is getting relegated. I'm gonna be real. It's
bro. They had a manager bounce for 2 games. Though they won 4-0 the first game or whatever. Then they've been getting cooked since.
So,
bro, fuck it.
I'll catch you guys. I'm off for 4 days after starting Sunday, so I will have more time to make content. And Monday we obviously play. Yay! Can't wait. Yeah, well, Newcastle and Liverpool in the same week. Awesome. Well, can't wait for that. Then we have Arsenal in the FA Cup.
Amazing.
Fantastic. But yeah, I appreciate you. I don't know how many likes we're at. We're probably like 15 likes if we're lucky. I'm sure Staffy didn't even like the video. He's a fraud. Just like he didn't read my article. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. United hype. In Senor Amorim we trust. I guess that's all I can hope for. In Senor Amorim we trust. And let's go on the journey that Staffy promised us. I swear to God, Staffy, if this journey does not pan out, I'm coming. It's your fault. I am blaming you. You're the first person I'm heading towards. It's you.
Put your boots on. Wear your beanie. Put a puffer jacket on.
Bro. The beanie not protecting this kind of cold, bro. It's way colder than a beanie, bro.
Bro, Just put some earmuffs on.
You need to follow
Get ready,
Klopper,
bro.
bro.
And put some snacks in your backpack and get ready. Some Gatorade. You need some electrolytes when you get exhausted. I'm telling you, bro. It's a long journey, but I'll be one of the people leading the way, guys. Don't worry. You can all stand behind me. I'll lead the way.
Is anyone allowed to redirect to? Jacob is. We'll redirect to Jacob.
Redirect.
Actually, no. And Charlie, bro.
Jacob.
No. Jacob, I don't like Jacob. Just because, no, Jacob's gaslighting about Ange right now. I don't want to hear that. No. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later.
I'm telling you, Allah, you'll see. Call it the Staffy arc from now on.
I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy your weekend. Don't think about Man United till Monday. And we don't play this weekend. Enjoy Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. Spend time with your family. The New Year's almost here. We'll be fine, bro. Peace.